Previously on the Atomless.
Azhaam, he.
Ike. She.
My name is Theriac.
What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the Patchwork, my dudes.
More research regarding the crystal.
Bad stuff happens to good people all the time.
We have a spaceport, Helium. It's a comedy club. You see 4 people wearing this heavy green armor. These people are Heth. And you notice there's a lot of things missing. And one of the things is the crystal. You see 2 figures. A large, middle-aged looking Velka. And they're talking to a 19 kid with this, like, tousled hair, goggles on, light leather jacket, and these, like, slightly bulky, like, brown boots. Skye and Theriac, you recognize this teenage whose large boots have collapsed in to make roller skates, and they are pounding toward you. As you pull out the gun, they jump and throw this like tiny like flashbang. This little Skidamander throws the crystal up, and they grab the crystal. Heavy footsteps that now you clock that you've been hearing since that grenade explosion went off, as you see 4 Heth guards running out, full armor, these like large laser rifles. Everybody stop! Put your hands on your heads! That is 10 damage.
Azhaam's knocked out.
Whoa.
Hands up. I'm sorry. We were attacked, and now we were shot by you.
And sees all of these different individuals like standing up against the Heth, and Theriac will do nothing and just continue to hide.
And puts their arm in and picks up the crystal. It seems like they were fighting over this. Let's get him aboard. Doesn't this guy look like Captain Malise? And then dish, dish, as Skye and Ige are both hit, knocked out. We think about the sky. We think about the stars. We think about the planets and the dreams of the people that live on them. But what about the space between? The cold, unmoving cruelty that has no choice but to be cruel. Do you think it means to be cold? Putting itself as the villain so the stars seem more beautiful? Or do you think it screams to be wanted, arguing with the space filled to be noticed, not to be flown over looking for the horizon, but to be sat in and understood as the darkness that lingers? Uninteresting, but there, the set dressing of the forgotten. If it wasn't there at all, do you think people would notice? Notice that the darkness had upped and gone? Do you think the colours of the sky would now seem too bright? Too overwhelming? Azhaam. Streaks of light shoot through the atmosphere of Irem. Comets crash into the surface, spraying nearby houses in molten rock. Young Ifrit play and splash in the lava, laughing, playing games. This small village is quieter than most. A Cert energy factory planned to open, but the Resistance broke their plans, and they have yet to retaliate. So for now, you sit, watching the laughter. You feel a presence beside you. You turn to see a young Ifrit, curled ram horns, skin bright, almost blue with flame. You see Malise. Is the seat taken?
No. It's not.
They hand you a small pottery cup with a drink in it. They have one themselves and they sit next to you. It's nice. You did a good job.
For now. Things are gonna change, and they're gonna change sooner. I just know it somehow.
I'm a little nervous myself, but...
Oh, don't worry. It's you and I. What's the worst that could happen?
we have done nothing but win recently. We got a good team. They're on the back foot. Cert have retreated from almost everywhere. They hear us coming and they leave.
I don't want to talk about it. I mean, we'll need to talk about it, but I point at the children. How many do you want? None? 4?
I mean, if we could just go into a cave and mine until it was completely empty, I would happily do that, but I feel like...
It's a bit much.
Yeah.
We still have to raise them.
That's the bit I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the awkward middle stages and going to the preschools and teaching, and that's what I wanted to be before this. You can bake bread, I can walk into class and teach the next generation.
What happened to us? We used to have actually easily reachable goals, you know?
Well, I don't know about your baking skills, but I'm a good teacher. I can teach these kids.
Well, yeah, I know. It's just my expectations of life have changed. I'm hoping for to walk on the sun.
I have heard a lot of people walking on the sun.
I can't even make things up. Some part of me is scared that we're never going to have that. You know, all I want is to settle down and start a proper life. I've wanted that since I was a kid, and now I don't know how long I'm going to have to keep on going on about all of this before I just crumble. I mean, look at me. I'm already getting way too old. You can see it on the knuckles.
And they chuckle and they put a hand on your leg. We live a really long time. Even if we started our journey in 200-300 years, we'll still have a couple to forge a sun, or whatever it is you want to do.
It's only if this planet stays whole. Further we get, less lasting we get. You know? Or at least, that's what the rumors say. I haven't seen an Ifrit older than 2 centuries and, 10 years since Grandma died. You're right. I should stop talking about it. So, kids, at least enough to litter a whole new planet. Got it. Wedding. Gonna do one?
I don't know. It
did I
depends
touch on
who.
a sore spot?
Hey, listen. It depends who wants to do that with me. That's a.
Or you need to keep your
That's
options open, yeah?
Yeah, it's a big ask, and I don't know if anyone can handle me, really.
Well, we could always get a third if you'd like. If you're really unsure about me being enough.
Oh, are you asking?
Is that supposed to be fun?
Is this a thing? I didn't realize this was a thing. I thought we were just... Oh my god, this is so embarrassing for you.
Fuck off. All I do is for you. I mean, no, all I do is for, our planet, people. But no, who I am, that's for you. I want to be worthy of you, you know? This takes a lot more effort than I think most people know, you know? The shaving all the time. This thing grows back like weeds.
No, I can tell.
You'd probably hate me with a beard.
I don't know. I think you'd look good no matter what you go with. A beard, get that, older, sophisticated look. I think that could work.
Oh, so you think I look good right now, is what you're saying?
I don't like you putting words in my mouth, but yeah.
Well, would you prefer I put something else?
There are children so close to us. Oh my god, you're so inappropriate.
Well, I was suggesting that I give you some more of his drink. That's all.
Yeah, I'm down for another drink.
Yeah, hold on, my turn. I get up, like after a beat, to go refill our little cups. You know something? If we don't get any of this, we don't get, marriage or kids, still will have been all worth it, you and me.
Oh, unquestionably so.
You remember way back when you were still figuring out what shape you wanted to be, and I was still binding my horns, when we talked about leaving together, starting off somewhere new?
I remember.
It's pretty ironic as somehow we ended up not only stuck where we've been forever, but fighting for it too.
I don't think that's that strange. We're fighters. We love what we love.
Oh no, you're a fighter. I'm just here to impress you.
Oh, is that it?
Uh-huh.
That makes sense.
You can't let anyone know, it's my secret.
I'm less fighting for the planet and more us, the people. That's what I'm here for. We could still up sticks and move. That's what, my grandfather did, your grandfather did. When the planet calls, we leave. I mean, these people are trying to cool it before it's time. That's what I'm fighting back for.
Okay, let's say all rumors are true, right? And our great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents came from some other planet somewhere far away. And we keep doing this over and over and over again. Right. What do we do if a planet's cold? No place to go to. What then?
Well, we do your dream. Forge a sun.
My dream?
You said you wanted to walk on the sun and...
That was a joke. No person can walk on a sun. Maybe forge a sun, yes, but like one of those, once it figures out what gender it wants to be.
Oh, sun with an O, right.
I didn't, to be fair, I was not talking about actually walking on a child. I was joking about walking on. You
On a
do
you.
this.
No, that.
You
I
willfully
know.
misunderstand.
You're just so easy to fluster. I love it. It's just it's like 9/10 of the entertainment on this planet.
Oh, I'm easy to fluster.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm easy to... Well, in that case, I put one hand on their thigh and the other arm around their shoulders. How are you feeling right now, And I get closer.
You couldn't handle me.
Oh, I couldn't. It's been a decade or two, but I still burn a bit harder than you, I think.
Put that to the test if you want.
Tell me when. And then I straight up kiss them.
As you kiss them, we fade out. The light gets brighter. Doesn't change its shade of red. The sun, Aig, isn't a feeling that you're used to. You can count on one hand how many times you've seen the natural light of day, but here, right now, it's in abundance. Fills the clean, hard room that you're sat in. Papers are neatly stacked on a fake wooden table in this small office space. The door to this room opens just enough to not hit the table, and a man steps through. He's clean-shaven, pressed suit, red shirt, tie, slick brown hair, held in place by expensive product. A tint of electronic blue behind his eyes. Hello there. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. My name is Mr. Hylock, but you can call me Quinn. I hear that I'm lucky enough to have you interview to work with me?
I think I'm the lucky one, actually. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm very hardworking and very dedicated.
I believe you, and honestly, I've read very little about, your resume that you gave me, but you seem like a perfect fit. I just want to run through some things. This position has a lot of traveling involved, moving from the upper decks down to the lower decks. Are you happy with doing that?
Oh, quite. I move quite quickly, and I do already do so quite a lot. So that should be no problem at all.
You have no family down there that would miss you, because this position, I'm not sure if you're aware, but it comes with an apartment a few blocks away, and you don't have anyone who would be upset? Anyone who you'd like to bring with you, or?
I don't need to bring anyone with me, and no, there's no one who would miss me.
I find that quite doubtful. You seem so friendly. Probably the friendliest little Yoski I've ever met.
Well, I've been told before that I'm quite nice, but I appreciate that. You seem very nice yourself.
Oh, thank you. You'd be surprised how many people don't think that around here.
No.
I'm not one to put words in other people's mouths, so we can drop that. Okay. Another question. I have a team of people. We all came up in this company together, so we've formed an inner circle of sorts. So sometimes I'll have to move your responsibilities over to them. Are you comfortable with working for a larger group of people, like a team?
I prefer to work with more people, actually. I don't really want to be... I work all right alone, but I work well on a team. I would like to get to know more people. Absolutely.
Okay. This is all great. This is all sounds wonderful. I'm gonna be honest with you. All of the questions that I'm asking all are kind of, these are all the questions that the company wants me to ask. I have one question off the board, if that's okay. Off the record, as it were.
Yes, Mr. Your last name?
Quinn, please call me Quinn. It's okay. Call me just Quinn.
Quinn, of course.
You said no one would miss you. Why?
Oh, I've been trying to make it to the upper decks for quite a while. This is, of course, the closest I've gotten. It's just that the family that I have don't quite care for that decision, so...
You have no friends?
I've had friends. I'm sorry, mostly I have people that I do favors for, or that I work for, and as I've learned, that doesn't mean that they're your friends. So I don't really have friends that will notice when I'm not below anymore. So,
well, it seems like you have one friend now. Sticks out the hand. Welcome aboard.
2 little hands. 2 handshake. Thank you, Quinn. I promise you absolutely won't regret this. Not in the slightest.
They smile and lead you out the room. And as they do, Skye. Muck-ridden rain pelts against you as you hobble through the lower deck streets. Your broken leg has carried you this far, but patrols are still searching for you. Your blood-soaked hand is holding a piece of paper with a meeting place. The words scrap and a number is scribbled in hurried font. You follow the neon streets till you can see a hole in the mock sky. Large mechs throw debris from the clean upper decks down into a broken pile in the lower decks. You approach a large makeshift sign saying "Scrap Scrapyard. hanging above a gate. A piece of paper taped to the gate says, "If you need me, no you don't. If it's an emergency, it can wait." And you are outside this gate.
May I describe Skye, please and thank you?
Absolutely you can, yeah.
This young girl is so neutral, it's striking. Dark black hair to her tense shoulders. A gray, flexible tracksuit that might be mistaken for some kind of uniform. Emotionless eyes matched by a mouth stuck in a straight line. An aura void of personality or humanity. The skateboard on her back matches her color tone perfectly. Gray and lifeless. And I'd like to, if it's unlocked, walk right into Scrapyard, please and thank you.
You walk in. There are these idle, hovering robots, seemingly built by the scrap that surrounds them, pushing these pathways which stretch and circle like a maze all around the yard. It doesn't take you very long to find a rusted old shack, a small brown rat, half of their face covered with metal plating, a small antenna that blinks in tune with the machines around them. They have a blowtorch that they're using to attach a large piece of scrap metal to this hollowed, half-built, what looks like a ship. As you approach, they turn and pick up their goggles. Hey, no. I don't know what you hear, but I'm not buying anything.
Hive sent me. Are you Scrap?
Yeah. I'm done with that life, though. I'm not here. I paid my dues. I got out.
I'm trying to do that too. Hive said you can get me a ride off of Saga.
Can you build a ship?
Yeah. What do you need? I can get it.
A, incredulous, kind of fed-up expression washes over them. If you can find me at least 4 working flight engines, it needs to house about 4 people that won't break up as soon as we enter the atmosphere, then yeah, sure, I can take you.
I'll get you 5.
What's your name?
Skyscraper.
Scrapyard. It's nice to meet you.
How soon can we leave?
As soon as you get me those 5.
She leaves.
Theriac, you hide behind boxes. For Heth, throw out a stasis bubble and have carried away your friends. They look at this large ship, trinkets adorning a maidenhead that the Skittermanders, Flare, and Keelan ran into. It tried to leave, but the gravitational field that Skye started seems to be too powerful for them to fully get into any form of flight space, so they have effectively been grounded. The doors are locked solid, and the Heth's weapons don't seem strong enough to get in, so they stand around idly, waiting to figure out a way of how to get in.
Is the Heth's attention solidly on that ship?
Yes. One of them took the rest of the party away, and they boarded what you can assume was the Heth ship that was in the docking port of Helium. The other 3, after some walking around and being a bit too alert, have now settled and are just kind of talking amongst themselves and staring at the ship completely away from you.
Okay. What Theriac would like to do, sneak away and get Scrap.
You find it real easy to sneak away as the crates kind of follow the docking port to a point when you could just be walking around normally and no one would notice. Your size of how small you are actually is so beneficial in this area where you can like kind of just walk normally and pretend that you were just walking normally this whole time. As you cross past the entrance of Helium, you see ducked behind a door a metal arm, a pistol that they're poorly trying to disguise, almost shaking. You see Scrap looking out at the ship and watching the event that's just happened. Scrap doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, though.
Okay. Theriac is going to walk towards Scrap very casually, but with a slight expression of, hey, so I guess you have seen that too?
As you walk up, Scrap locks eyes with you and he's like, oh my god, I didn't see you there. I didn't know what happened to you.
Shh. Cool. Okay.
Alright. Yeah.
So, what occurred? There was another ship that apparently pilfered the Patchwork with a bunch of Skittermander, some human teenage delinquent, and some canid figure. I'm not exactly sure.
And they stole from us?
They stole lots of things. But one of the things that they had stolen was the crystal.
Oh, shit.
We were very determined to make sure that that specifically came back into our hands. So there was a bit of a kerfuffle. And after some threats were made, it turned into an actual combat, a battle.
I heard that bit.
Yes.
There was an explosion of a small one. I assume it was a grenade. As soon as that happened, those four sprinted out.
It was a flashbang from Skye. Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Or a smoke bomb? I don't quite remember. It was all of it. It was all a blur.
Okay, where are they now?
They have been taken in by the Heth. Azhaam was shot, unconscious. I have an idea.
Okay, Doc, you're the leader. What are we doing?
So far, on all of our excursions, I have tried to remain as anonymous as possible. I think now would be a time to use the power behind my name and my workplace to get them out. Here is the story we are going to give. You had given me, Dr. Theriac, the opportunity to acquire the mollusks that we had found on Leviathan's Eye, which is true, yes?
Yeah.
On that excursion was when we found the crystal that seems to be an amalgamation of various things, which I wanted to bring back to Idun for further research. In part due to your team's efforts and the acquisition of said crystal, I would have all of you brought to Wild Times and participate in this study as the people who had acquired it and as sort of the hired crew for myself. So for the intended purposes of this ploy, the crystal is for Wild Times, for further research.
Right. So, a lot of truth telling.
A lot of truth, and the incident that just occurred, that you saw the tail end of, was a miscommunication of your crew off contract, let's say. We need to get everyone back, and we need that crystal. There's no need for further violence. Violence has gotten us nowhere. That is our objective. Are we clear?
Okay, so, we're just gonna walk up to the ship?
Yes.
And just hope that they let us out?
Well, let's consider first. Do you have the signature for Skye?
Oh, we don't do a lot of signing of official documents.
You don't have any forgeries on you?
I have forgeries, but none of them is in the name Skye. It's a lot of different names.
Well, I could quickly draft up some makeshift contracts and present those as legal evidence. It would basically just be the same files that we use at Wild Times and just modulated so that it would regard the specific mission.
Sure. I mean, we'd have to backdate them, right?
Sure. But that was fully, 13 days ago?
Yeah, about 13. Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Do you have a printer? It's fine. We can just show just the file on.
The file attachment.
Sure.
I mean, I have a fax machine. We can send it to the fax. I
You
don't know
have
if
a
it works,
fax
but
machine.
yeah, it's how I get messages. I haven't properly put in like a solid computer drive in, so they all get printed through a fax machine.
Wow, that's stellar. I've only heard of such things, and it sounds monstrous to work.
Yeah, it was pretty much entirely rust when I found it, but I thought it was neat. I like old shit. Okay, so to the Patchwork.
Yes, to the Patchwork.
If this goes completely wrong, the crew first. The crystal is a bargaining chip. The crew matters way more.
All right. Very well. I see no objection.
After you, Doctor.
Theriac strides forward as they assume the role of leader in this operation.
Streaks of light shoot through the atmosphere of Erim. Comets crash onto the surface, spraying nearby houses in molten rock. Young Ifrit play and splash in the lava, laughing, playing games. This small village is quieter than most. A Cert Energy factory planned to open, but the Resistance broke their plans. They have yet to retaliate. So, for now, you sit, watching the laughter. You feel a presence beside you. You turn to see a young Ifrit. Curled ram horns, skin bright, almost blue with flame. You see Malise. Is this seat taken? They have 2 drinks in some pottery, and they hand you one of them.
No, not at all.
Take a seat next to you. They look out. It's nice.
Yeah.
Listen, I know it's nerve-wracking, but they have yet to retaliate.
I don't want to.
We've done nothing but win recently.
I don't want to talk about that. How many do you want? I confusedly point to the little basically like they probably look more like molten lava than they do like human children, but I point to the little bundles of joy. Yeah.
Oh. Hey, you know me, if we could go into a tunnel and just get all of them out, and have a small whole school's worth, that's the dream for me.
I remember all this.
Remember all what?
This I proposed today. Didn't I?
Not unless you got someone else. Which I'm open to, but I mean, you alone probably can't handle me.
No, I'm sorry. That's a lot of children for just 2 of us. That's what I said, right?
They sit back, a little uneasy, scoot maybe a bit further away. Yeah, I mean, that's the dream. But we don't have to. It was a joke. I don't actually want.
No, I was joking. Not joking. What's going on?
Well, why don't you tell me? You seem odd. We've won.
Said we didn't. This was a brief moment before everything got worse. Before they came back in force. Before they called a Heth. This was an eye of a storm. This was before you were taken from me and I was taken from you. I stroke my, bare chin, oddly. Like I'm feeling it for the first time in years. Something's happening. Something's in my memory.
Their face sinks in almost an annoyance. Yeah, you know what? This isn't working. Can we rerun simulate? Aig. The sun isn't a feeling that you're used to. You can count on one hand how many times you've seen the natural light of day, but here it's in abundance. It feels the clean, hard room you're sat in. Papers are neatly stacked on a fake wooden table in this small office space. The door to this room opens, just enough to not hit the table, and a man steps through. Clean-shaven, pressed suit, red shirt and tie. Slick brown hair held in place by expensive product. A tint of electronic blue behind his eyes. Hello there. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. My name is Mr. Hylock, but you can call me Quinn. I hear that I'm lucky enough to have you interview to work with me.
Hi, I think I'm the lucky one, actually. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Don't, please, it's an absolute honor. I mean, I read through your resume, and I'm excited for this opportunity. Now, I have a few questions. Now, this work will have you travel around a lot, moving from the upper decks to the lower decks. This is something that you're happy to do?
I move from the lower decks to the upper decks. I'm going to move from the lower decks to the upper decks. I do that quite a lot, actually, and I move really well, I think you'll find. So that should be no problem.
Good. Something I noticed on your report that I thought was interesting, that I just wanted to talk to you about. You can talk to machines.
I never told you that. No, I just know machines. I know how to work them. I can use them quite well in most circumstances.
I have a team of people. We all came up in this company together, so we've formed an inner circle of sorts. So sometimes I'll have to move your responsibilities over to them. Are you comfortable with working for a larger group of people, like a team?
I'm sorry, did we do this before?
All of these interviews are the same, and I imagine that you've had a fair few interviews just like this.
Right. Sorry, I do want to work with more people. I miss being around people, so I would greatly like that. Mr. What did you say your name was?
Hylock, but you can call me
Quinn. Are we friends, Quinn?
You certainly seem to think so.
Why are you lying to me, Quinn? Why were you down there? And who's... I don't understand why you were there.
Why don't you ask, then?
We're talking right now. Why are we talking right now?
There seems to be a fuzz, almost TV static, that fills the space, just briefly. And in this break, you see the threads that you're used to seeing. One that clicks your attention is a small computer that Quinn has set up on their side of the desk that doesn't seem to have any thread attached. But there is a thread in the center of the room that feeds out and goes beyond the clouds and beyond the sky. You click into this sight of this one singular thread. All language gets a bit more garbled, and it becomes slightly harder to hear. And then all of a sudden, everything seems to go red. And you see this one glass plate in front of you. And then, almost immediately, everything bursts into light, and you are sat back in the office. The sun, Aig, isn't a feeling that you're used to. You can count on one hand how many times you've seen the natural light of day, but here, right now, it's in abundance. Skye. Muck-ridden rain pelts against you as you hobble through the lower deck streets. Your broken leg has carried you this far, but patrols still search for you. Your blood-soaked hand holds a piece of paper with a meeting place. The word scrap and a number is scribbled in hurried font. You follow the neon streets till you can see a hole in the mock sky. Large mechs throw debris from the clean upper decks down into a broken pile in the lower decks. You approach a large makeshift sign that says Scrap Scrapyard that hangs above a gate. A piece of paper taped to the gate says, if you need me, no you don't. If it's an emergency, you can wait.
Hello? I'm going to timidly walk into the scrapyard, checking to see if anyone's there.
These hovering machines silently, idly making pathways, making a maze through this scrapyard. You follow them down until you see a ramshackle shack and a brown Yoski rat, half their face covered in metal, this one antenna that blinks in unison with all the machines around them. They have a blowtorch and they are torching a side of what looks to be, will be in the future, a ship.
Hey, are you Scrap?
No, I don't care what you're selling. I'm not buying it. Thank you very much.
Hive sent me. They said you might be able to get me a ride off of Saga.
Listen, I ain't doing any more jobs for Void. I've done what I did. I got out. This ship is not for Void members, okay?
I don't want to be a Void member. I want to leave. And I know that nobody really leaves, but I want to try.
Why? Why are you leaving?
'Cause I think I messed up.
Well, this ship, it needs 6 engines that can make it through the atmosphere. If you can get me those 6 engines, then yeah, I can figure out a way to get you on board.
Yeah, I can go get those right now. And she goes to leave, and then stops, turns around and says, actually, could I make a stop?
What? Now?
Just on the way.
Scrap seems to turn and look over their shoulder and then turn back. Where do you want to go?
This might sound a little immature, but have you ever read a comic book? I've done a little reading, and I like the ones with pictures, and it seems like something I might like. So if I can just have 10 minutes, I'd like to try it. Please.
What's your name?
Skye.
Scrap.
Nice to meet you.
Theriac.
What do you want? What do you want, you monster?
We arrive at the Heth ship. It's large, almost perfectly circular, with these offshoots of these other spheres connected by small walkway bridges. All of it rests, its ramp fully open. Okay, so we go in. We just tell the truth. Just like we just say the truth.
I need you to stop saying the word truth so much. That's so suspicious.
I'm really not used to it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I completely forgot. No,
Are we all right? I'm also freaking out. If
come back over here. And we'll like descend back to
okay, all right.
I forgot about the other crew. The other crew doesn't know about this bit. This a cover story.
Okay.
There's a second crew, the one that stole our things. Okay.
Okay.
So they have information that contradicts ours.
Right.
So if they are getting interrogated, which I don't know, I didn't see them taken away. However, should they be called in as witnesses, we need to make sure that those tracks are also covered.
Okay, sure. So, all right. So what are we doing with them? Are we...
I'm debating if I should delegate to you to discuss with that team, or if we should do that together before going to get the crew, just as a backup, or if we should just go in and just see if we can get them out the gate, but that's very risky should things fall apart. Also, I am assuming, you have your weapon on you?
Yeah.
Okay. One of those little Skittlemanders stole one of my scalpels. But that's not important.
So you want to get the other people that stole from us on our side?
That may be difficult because I shot their leader with an injection.
But they stole from us, so I feel like Pirates Code, tit for tat.
So we're even. And also, they did assist us with the Heth. So I feel like we're already on very solid ground as far as diplomatic relations.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure thing. I can go speak to them if you want.
Well, there are still Heth over there. So perhaps that's not the smartest idea.
Okay, how many are there in total, the Heth?
There were a good amount. They were moving some of the cargo around that was near the dock.
Are they still over there?
They were when I just came back.
Okay. The size of this ship, I don't see it, like, in any official capacity holding more than 4 live-in people.
Their ship or our ship?
Their ship. Their ship's bigger than ours, but ours isn't no way capacity. They probably have rooms. And if there's some over there, then we might be able to get away with...
Why don't we go inside and see how many are inside before we try and evaluate our tactical risks, and they will ascend the ramp again.
The inside lighting almost matches the color scheme of the outside of this ship. It is very red, like everything is lit by this kind of dim, almost warning red. As you walk up the ramp, you see this one large spherical glass chamber with a cluster of drift cores, all mashed together, looking a bit like a collection of atoms. I don't know the official name for it.
Oh, it's like the nucleus of an atom.
Nucleus.
Wow,
That's what
there
it
you
looks
go.
like. Thank you. This center room, after you walk up the ramp, are 3 rooms going off of it. You also... give me a perception real quick. I'm also going to roll one for scrap.
Bet.
Oh, nat 20, baby.
Wow. Do I need a roll?
Yeah, you still need to roll.
Okay.
You're a player. You're more important.
Okay. Well, we're starting strong. 7.
You walk in casually and easily. Scrap, as you walk up closer to one of these 3 rooms that go off, Scrap grabs your arm. Hey. And then points up. And there is hidden a security camera that is moving back and forth. I'm not doing anything suspicious yet, but We're also on the ship. If there's no one else here, we can probably wipe the record of us being on.
Well, we don't know if this is being collected on board or if this is being, like, satellite viewed. So, let's be civil, Scrap. I know that's difficult.
Hey.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, let's be civil. Go on.
All right.
Do you want to call out? What's the plan?
What?
Call out for help? Are we going back? Call out for someone to come grab us, or?
Oh, I was just going to go to the reception desk.
The reception desk? This is a ship.
What?
Do you think...
Whatever the equivalent is.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean...
I'm not used to spacefaring. I'm sorry. Where's the reception desk of the ship?
All right, well, I imagine that we're in a reception hall. I can't imagine these 3 doors aren't locked. I know that one is the pilot's desk, points to... So the 3 rooms from this, there is one straight ahead of you, there's one to your left and one to your right. Scrap points to the one to the left. That one's definitely the pilot's desk, because I spotted that outside.
Sure.
If the captain or whoever is still aboard, they'd probably be in there. But, again, I don't think that any of these would just naturally be open. Especially with the ramp down. The ramp down implies that someone is on board, at least one.
All right. I suppose I'll just call out. Excuse me. Pardon. Is anyone on board? I have some business to attend to.
Waits a bit too long for... If someone was going to come, they probably would have arrived by now.
All right. Well, perhaps it is time to begin knocking.
You want to try the pilot's door first?
Let's try the pilot's door because we know that that's
probably where a captain would be. Okay.
All right. Or whatever the metallic equivalent is.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah,
yeah.
I get you. As you knock, there's this... and the doors open. It's about half the size of the Patchwork. There are 4 consoles and 1 lead chair with a console in front of them. A large glass screen covers a full almost strip around this entire dome that the Heth seem to sit in. There is no one there, but there is a ding ding.
Oh, hello?
A little of a little intercom panel pops out of the wall.
Oh.
Welcome to the Heth number E2567F. How can I be of service to you today? My reading suggests that you are not a member of the crew.
That is correct. My name is Dr. Theriac. I work with Wild Times. I have been informed that some of the people I have employed for Wild Times confidential missions have been arrested. Is that true?
Unfortunately, I can not divulge information of people aboard. But if you find a superior officer, they can give you a clearance pass which will allow me to tell you more.
All right. Would they be at the scene of the crime, or whatever the equivalent is?
Unfortunately, you do not have the clearance level for me to tell you this.
All right. Well.
All right. Hey, can you come over here? Can you come over here? Pulls you next to the drift core, and then
Give me 1 moment, please.
I know what your big plan is to go under the radar, and I super respect that. That shit is built of junk. I can absolutely hack it and get all the information. Just make it seem like we can get the max clearance passes if you want.
Why don't... All right. You already have the image of a brigand.
Yeah, I'm not the cleanest rat around. I appreciate, yeah.
Why don't I go and find a superior officer? If I come back... How about this? If I come back and there is no superior officer with me, then we can try that.
Sure. I'm going to go to the Patchwork. I'm going to get my stuff. I will sit on a bench just outside of Helium. If I see you walking up with nobody, I'm going to set up post underneath the ship, and I'll call you on the phone and tell you what doors are open and who's coming and all that jazz.
All right. Sounds agreeable.
Wonderful.
And we'll walk down the ramp again, looking for a superior officer.
Wonderful. Ike, the sunlight isn't a feeling you're used to. You can count on one hand how many times you've seen the natural light of day, but here it's in abundance. It fills the clean, hard room you're sat in. Papers neatly stacked on a fake wooden table in a small office space. The door to this room opens. A bit too excitedly, hits the table and the stack of papers slide across. A clean-shaven man in a press suit with a red shirt and tie steps in. Slick brown hair, held in place by expensive product. Piercing green eyes smile at you as they shut the door behind them. Oops, sorry. I always forget how small these rooms are. Sorry, my name is Mr. Hylock. You can call me Quinn, of course, if you want to. That's fine. Sorry, I'm supposed to be here for an interview?
That's right. It's me. Hi, my name's Ike. You're here to interview me, and I'm very excited to come aboard. Matt, I really would like to try something, please.
I'd love it if you did.
I want Ike to try very hard to recite the memory of this conversation, but I would like Ike to try to speak through that thread, and I want her to try to break through and find Skye and Azhaam.
Give me an intelligence check. Computers. Give me a computers. Give me a computers.
Thank you.
I
Okay.
apologize. Give me a computers.
Okay, good. That's a 25.
The world begins to shift as you concentrate. Quinn's words fade into the background as you focus on the thread that stretches out into the sky. The world snaps, breaks slightly. All colors morph into a broken red and blue like you're wearing an old pair of 3D glasses. And as this image of the world melts away, you feel yourself lying down inside a type of pod with a glass window in front of you. When you try to move your head, you feel two pipes connected to your temples, and there's a slight buzz and hum of electricity that goes into either side. Past the glass window you see in front of you is a figure sat at a table, large helmet that covers their whole head, except you can see their jaw is slightly slacked and they seem to be mumbling something to themselves. They're also waving their arms in front of them, moving unseen documents and taking notes. This helmet is connected to the ceiling through pipes and wires that raise up and then spread across the ceiling like veins in a body. And they cross the ceiling, fall down into your pod, and then spread out into two pods, which are to either side of you. You have full control of your body. You also have full control of yourself in this memory. And so you can flick between the two, whichever one you want. This person who is sat at the table is seemingly like completely invested in this, in whatever they seem to be doing.
I want to see if I can break into the other simulations they're running.
Azhaam. A streak of light shoots through the atmosphere of heaven. And as it does, you are on this streak of light. A shoddy tapestry of a ship rumbles through the galaxy. You sleep in a awkward hammock that swings roughly back and forth. Skye. The muck-ridden rain pelts against you as you hobble awkwardly out of the engine. Sprinkler, you've accidentally turned on, and the sprinklers throw this disused stale water on you as you are aboard the Patchwork. Ike. The sun isn't a feeling you're used to, but through the skylight you look out and you see the sun, and its light beckons down upon you as you stand in the kitchen of the Patchwork. All three of you seem to occupy this one same space.
Azhaam?
Azhaam does nothing but raise a finger towards his lips and mouths the words, in galactic universal language, you know. Do I know what they're trying? Because again, like, I almost broke out of it before.
Yes.
With that culture check, did I know? Do I know what they're trying to do here?
I'm going to give you information regardless of what you roll, but would you mind rolling me just a culture? Just because I like people rolling stuff. I'm in a rolly mood today, you know what I mean?
Of course. No, 24?
The Heth put people through... The way that they operate is that they offer huge sums of money to join up to their military force. When they do, they scrub people's memories entirely clean and train them as they are for 100% the Heth. There is another process that when trying to gather information, they scrub through people's memories over and over again, trying to pass and take any tiny little bits of information that they can. And you quite quickly gather that this is the event that at least you have just been going through.
So all this, you're doing?
I think so. I'm like, not totally in control of it, but I am in.
Okay. Try and repeat the same scenario, but with us speaking differently. Feed that to him so we can speak freely.
Okay. Hold, please. If I lose you, though, and you go back to whatever memory you were in, don't say anything that you don't want them to know. And I'll keep trying.
I only have one memory they're testing me with. And it's not one they're going to get any good information out of.
Good. Skye, are you alright?
Can I choose to stay in it?
Yes, yeah, you can.
To stay in the memory?
Oh, I'm talking ad game. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You don't hear an answer.
Oh, so Skye's not there. Just me and Azhaam on the ship.
You would have noticed a flicker of Skye as she still lived through the appearance of being on the Patchwork, but then seemed to get sucked away and out of this construct that you have built.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna try that.
Of course.
I'm gonna try.
Ig.
Almost had Skye. I can't.
Ig. Ig. Don't worry about Skye right now. We'll get her right next. But you've got this.
Okay. And I will try to do as Azhaam suggested and try to, like, concentrate on projecting that we're both playing along with our scenarios.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Give me a computers, gamer.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, please.
I'm going to say that this is going to be a DC 25 of a computers check.
Okay.
With me, like, trying to support Skye, support Ig emotionally, or the like, can I roll something to try and give her a bonus?
You can give them your envoy dice, which is a D6, I believe.
Okay, good. We're off to a good start. Good. Okay. That is a 33.
Fucking hell.
Thank you, Azhaam.
You hear all these different voices, these echoes of you and Azhaam.
I think I'm
All I
the
want
lucky
is
one.
to settle
Actually.
down and start a proper life.
As there is this echo of a conversation going on.
Okay, I think I did that part.
Good. So, the reason Skye isn't here is probably because she wants to be where she is.
I don't know. Could be the evil people have trapped her inside the evil simulation.
It's not always a bad memory. I don't know what you went through, but I went through.
Well, it was a good memory. Or it used to
Right.
be a good memory. It's not a good one anymore.
If you went through something like Skye's gone through, you know, being on the street, having few available options to you, and you can be in a good memory, for just a little bit longer. It's like choosing to sleep in the morning, right?
Well, whether that's true or not, she's still in a precarious situation. Actually, well, technically speaking, we all are, because this is fake. Okay, so the next step then is what? Have you ever been in this before? Do you know if I can break it? Maybe.
I've never known anyone to survive Heth questioning without falling apart. I think what we need to do is go into Skye's memory and try and coax her out of it.
That was my thought, is that maybe if we all try at the same time, it'll be easier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're probably also imprisoned on a ship. Not many people. We don't expend much on captured people. Theriac's probably on their way. It'll be fine. Let's just get to Skye's memory.
Oh, no!
And do our best.
Do you think that Dr. Theriac is on their way?
Theriac chose to hide when the rest of us were trapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Captured?
Right.
I know Theriac enough. They'll feel a bit of guilt and come running. Probably with Scrap. And who knows who else.
Well, what if then they wind up
Exactly, which is why we need to focus
Okay,
on
alright, fine. Alright, good. Okay, I'll keep an eye out in case I see Theriac memories.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm sure of it. Ike, do you need to talk about what you saw?
Certainly not right now.
Understood. Get us into Skye's memory. Let's, and if we get there, or if you only get there, go easy on her, okay?
As opposed to my usual abrasive self.
No, you don't understand. She's been through things. I can't discuss it with you, because I don't know if she'd want me to tell you, but she's been through things.
No, I will avert my eyes from all memory. I don't want to see any of your memories. I don't want you to see any of mine, so...
Meanwhile, I'm going to look at... It showed up as a patchwork for a reason, so I'm going to try and explore while you tinker. Can I, see if there's anything odd about this particular version of the patchwork?
Yeah, sure. Aig. What does Aig's vision of the patchwork look like?
Ike's vision of the patchwork looks like instead of bits of ugly metal, kind of more like a quilt, literal stitches between the different parts of the ship, big pieces of yarn holding it together. There are more nooks and crannies, and it's just a little sparklier.
Patchwork quilt.
Can I tell this is Aig's handiwork?
Yeah.
I think so.
So the Acis sun is notably very red. All of the sunlight everywhere is red. But here it seems like a darker, deeper, more artificial. Even the sun looks artificial. It looks like it is a projection of the outside into this space.
So, from Azhaam's perspective, who doesn't see visual light so much as heat, how does the sun feel?
It feels real. When looking at it, you can see through the shimmer of construction. You can see that it looks like a sun, but you can also see this large LED, red light, almost like you can push past this image into the room that you're being held in. Because it's not real. It's not a real sun. It's not real heat.
Interesting. I walk towards the ramp of the patchwork and just try to push through it without actually putting down the ramp of the patchwork. If I can walk through this illusion, can I just walk to wherever the solid ground is underneath this?
Ooh.
Very into it. Can you roll me a fortitude save, please?
Cheeky little 14 do it.
You aren't able to move any significant portion of your body, but you do feel a twitch in your foot as you attempt to push through. It still feels very real, but there is a different sensation when trying to push through the ramp. It seems like mentally it is still very there, but physically you can feel a shift. Not huge, not so significant that you can immediately bust out, but you do feel a shift. Can both of you make me intelligence checks, please?
Yeah. 16.
Same.
There's a rumble that both of you feel, and Patchwork begins shaking, and different parts, different threads of this blanketed quilt start slowly coming apart as it slowly starts to fade away, and there is these quite violent explosions, like the ship is actually being destroyed, and you can feel both of you like getting pulled away from the Patchwork. You have a sentence that you can say to each other before you are fully pulled back into the construction.
Can I just reach out a hand towards Ag and grasp it? You've got this.
I'm gonna try.
Skye. The muck-ridden rain pelts against you as you hobble through the lower deck streets. Your broken leg has carried you this far, but patrols still search for you. Your blood-soaked hands hold a piece of paper with a meeting place. The word scrap and a number is scribbled in hurried font. You follow the neon streets till you find a hole in the mock sky. Large mechs throw debris from the clean upper decks down to a broken pile in the lower decks. You approach a large makeshift sign saying "Scrap Scrapyard." A piece of paper taped to the gate says, "If you need me, no you don't. If it's an emergency, it can wait."
Hey, dude! Yo, Scrap! It's kind of an emergency.
Scrap hobbles around a corner. No. I'm not buying or selling anything today.
No, I'm not selling anything, dude. Hive sent me.
Alright, come in, the gate's open.
Sorry, I just got, like, weird deja vu. Ugh, gnarly.
A deja vu?
Yeah, it's been a weird day. Never mind. And then I walk inside.
You see machines push scrap to make these paths to form a little maze, and you find a ramshackle shack. Scrap walks up to the shack, and next to it is a fully crafted ship. There's these different engines, all from different ships. Each part of it seems to be an orchestral song full of instruments that shouldn't work together. Scrap lowers the ramp.
Yo, did you make this? This is so rad! Oh, she's a beaut, dude.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Building myself. I'm getting off this planet.
Me too. I mean, if you can give me a ride.
I'm happy to, if you want to go have some adventures
Yeah,
throughout
I
the galaxy.
want to run and never look back.
Welcome aboard to the Patchwork. Sorry, what's your name?
I don't want to say that right now.
When you come aboard, I got something that I kind of want you to look at. It's a puzzle that I haven't quite figured out yet. I found this weird crystal. Do you know anything about it?
Ike's crystal.
Who?
Never mind. Yeah.
If you know anything about it, that'll save us a lot of time. We could sell it for a lot of money, and we could basically just live free, flying through the galaxy with no one hurting us. That'd be fun.
I think it was. Yeah, where's the crystal, dude?
Picks it up, small, palm-sized, these weird swirls in it, throws it to you.
I don't know why, but I kind of want to name it Spot.
It seems to give like a weird amount of power. When I found it, it was basically it charged an entire drift lockdown all by itself. Do you know where we could find more of these?
Dude, I don't know. I think we found this one by accident. Wait. You know what? You take this crystal back. Sorry, my brain's in a really weird place. It's been a really long, and kind of earth-shattering day.
Yeah, days are like that.
Yeah, most days have been. But today in particular, I don't want to look at this crystal. I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to say my name. Just put me through the loop again.
Tell me about the crystal.
I don't think my friends would want me to do that.
They can. If you tell me, we can rerun the loop. You can fly with them. No harm will come to you. Tell me about the crystal.
Nah, just keep it going.
Theriac,
You whore!
Scrap has gone and set up. They have given you a text saying that they arrived at the Patchwork. They have grabbed a small makeshift laptop, big, bulky, has half the keys have been torn off of it. Has a cable that has what seems to be like a sucker at the end of it. They make their way down to a bench right next to Helium looking at the Heth ship. Your plan was to approach the other ship to get to the other crew, is that correct?
So the original plan was for Scrap to go to the other team, and then we modulated so that we would just go onto the ship together. And then now that Scrap went back to, like, keep an eye out... Wait, why did Scrap go back to the Patchwork again?
To get a laptop so they could hack into the Heth ship just in case everything went wrong.
In case things went to shit. Okay. So, I think Theriac at this point will put aside the other crew as a complicating factor and just go directly to a superior officer.
There are 3 people who are currently here. 2 are in this green, like, bulky, heavy armor, and one of them is in this, like, green but tinted with white. They have a lot of, like, medallions down one side of their arm, and they have their helmet off, more importantly. They're talking amongst themselves, but you can assume that this person is a superior officer.
All right. Theriac will walk onto the scene and call it, "Excuse me, pardon, are you the superior officer in charge of this scene?"
Yeah, that's me. How can I help?
Was there a large lava-like figure, a human teenage delinquent, and a small quirky rat?
Yes, we just put them into stasis and arrested them, moving them on board the ship.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Dr. Theriac. I am their employer.
Okay. Did you employ them to attack us?
No. I came to discuss what had happened. I've only heard eyewitness reports of what occurred. I was inside of Helium. And I also was told that you had also brought into your handling a specific item of ours.
Right, so here's what happened. We had stopped off here to refuel. We heard noises of combat in this area. We came out. There were 2 parties, one which is still inside of this ship. You see the honey golden ship with all the medallions on it. And the other party, who we were able to apprehend and move back to our ship. This item in question seems to be what they were fighting over, and we took that. And that's in our custody until my superior tells me what to do with specifically this ship and your employees.
All right. Well, that cargo is jurisdiction technically of Wild Times. We were to bring it onto a dune for further research. I also tried to... I went onto your Heth ship and the system asked that I get a superior officer to discuss. Would you be willing to assist with that? And this is just a very confidential situation, and we are trying to make sure that this is kept under lock and key.
I mean, I could, but there's a lot of paperwork involved with me allowing people that were in open combat off. So I assume you want your people to be freed, and you want the cargo, as you put it, back.
Yes, that is correct.
I mean, we can talk about it on the ship, if you'd like.
I would be more than willing to, yes. Technically, they are under the people that were apprehended are crewmates of a captain who I technically employed, and he came with the rest of that crew. His name is Scrap. Would it be alright if he joined with us?
I don't know if I could do anything, because, there's a lot of...
I understand that there's a hierarchy, yes. I'm simply trying to find any way to expedite this process, if possible.
Do you have paperwork of your involvement with this World Times and their employees?
Oh, of my paperwork with Wild, yes. We'll pull up their contract work. I'm actually the co-founder. This is a personal project for me. But I also have the paperwork and we'll swipe up for all of the people that were apprehended.
They edge you to walk with them. You get close to the Heth ship. It's not that far of a walk. It moves mostly in silence. There are a lot of money in co-founding a park.
Yes. I mean, it's deviated largely from what I intended it to be, but there's lots of options for merchandising, for lodging, for guests who are staying more than one day. It's good.
This is definitely a difficult conversation for me because,
I understand. Yes, and I apologize that they inflicted harm onto any of you.
But I know that some of my higher ups would be happy with someone who's in a position like yours, running a big park. They would enjoy having someone to call and contact when it comes to things like advertising. You said you did a lot of merchandise.
For the Ulfhethnar?
We're always looking for new recruits.
Sure, yes. I will also fully disclose. I am the co-founder and the head of the scientific division. There will also be a bit of a hierarchy on my end.
So you said you had the captain of the ship? Where are they?
Yes, and as we're walking, I think Theriac will, beckon.
Scrap closes a little laptop and wanders over.
Officer, this is Captain Scrap of the Patchwork.
Hello. So, we letting our friends and our employees out?
Yes, we are in the midst of negotiations.
When you come aboard the ship. They move into the pilot's chamber and they sit in the captain's seat, offering the other seats that do a full 360 swivel so you can turn. They offer them to you. So the main thing that I'm worried about is it's not necessarily the crime. This is the galaxy. Things get heated. We understand that more than anyone. The object in possession that you were in possession of, that your team was in possession of, we are currently doing scans on it because we were unsure of what it is, whether it was a weapon or some form of explosive device. We weren't sure what it was. So I don't think that we could give that back to you. But your friends, employees, we can discuss definitely.
Now, though I have had limited resources to study the crystal itself, I have been able to determine that this is a very interesting and, well, you called it an object. That's not necessarily true. We believe this to be a living organism. Hence why we were bringing it back to Wild Times for further research.
Now, I understand that this must be very difficult for you since we have possession of it and you would like this.
Yes. I also understand that you also have my employees in your custody.
So my hands are pretty tied when it comes to giving you back the things, especially considering the circumstances in which we took them. So I can't think of any reason. Do you have a reason?
Well, Theriac will pull up their contract. According to Article 26 of Subsection B, anything that I find and that my crew finds therein, or on any excursion directly tied to Wild Times, is property of Wild Times LLC. So when I say my things, I mean that I found them. The property or organism itself, if we are to be technical, does not belong to me. It belongs to Wild Times. As such, I would have to file a claim with my superiors at Wild Times and discuss the complications of this particular organism being kept within custody, and that might also cause a lot of headaches.
See, the same amount of headaches would occur for me if I was to give this crystal and this crew back to you, and although, yes, this crystal was your property to begin with, it is of high interest to my superiors.
Is there any way we can somehow sweeten the pot? Is there something that perhaps that we could give to you or your team in order to make this a more equitable trade?
As a member of the Heth, I don't have a lot of need for money and credits. That's quite beyond me, especially my position. We have a group of people in this docking port whose ship is closed and locked down and refuse to open their doors. Our gear isn't good enough to get it open without blowing a hole in half of the docking port. We are also moving to part of the galaxy that requires us to apprehend a certain group of people. So I can give you an offer. We can have this all done today, and you can find a way to get that ship door open so we can go in and take the other people who you yourself have said there was an altercation, and we can say that they started it. I can give you back your team, or I can give you our assignment and you can fulfill that.
This is incredibly generous. I would like to thank you. What is your name again? I apologize. I should have asked.
Sidra.
Officer Sidra. I think that is very fair. Our team has the capabilities to do what you request. We have quite a few people very skilled in technology that I myself lack. Part of why I hired this group. I would need to discuss with them the terms that they are going to be bound to, as per our own internal
Well, you
contracts.
have yourself here, who seems to be a spokesperson, and the captain, and I imagine the spokesperson and the captain can probably come to an agreement.
In terms of scrap,
Can you roll me a sense motive for scrap, please, Theriac?
I'm very good at that. I would love to. For sense motive.
Sense
For
motive.
sense motive.
So sense motive,
Oh, that's just a little 22.
you can tell from their jittery nature that they, on their face you can read that they would rather not do either plan. They're on the ship, there is someone with clearance, and Scrap has already stated that this is hackable.
So the options are get the crew and item back, the crystal back, and open the door. Get the crew and crystal back and do that mission that the Heth were supposed to go on. Wait and hack into the ship itself.
That is one. Definitely.
Okay.
Scrap also, you notice whilst looking at them, the holster to their pistol is undone, and the person who you're speaking to is currently not wearing a helmet.
Oh, yeah.
That is option 4.
Oh, that is an option, huh?
It will be loud.
It will be loud.
It might go quite wrong.
That's a lot of risk. That's a big
High
that's
risk,
high
but it
risk.
could be quicker. Not working for anyone. And you could get away scot-free. You could get away real fast.
Yeah, but then I'm wanted. Now I'm part of this.
That's the worst part of it, absolutely.
Because now it's not smallpox. This is Dr. Theriac of Wild Times, who
Scrap has previously mentioned that he can scrub the data. You said, like, Theriac did mention that it might be being led to uploaded to a different feed, but Scrap has previously mentioned that they believe that they can probably hack into this and scrub the data. But again, that could lead to a spicy situation.
Okay, so the options are... I'm just trying to get a read before I make any hasty decisions. So
absolutely.
The options are open the door and get everyone back. Do that mission and get everyone back. Wait until later and then hack them all out more discreetly.
Yes.
Or just shoot the officer now.
Shoot the officer now and just run and gun.
And just run and gun it and book it back to Adun as fast as possible.
You know, aside from this officer, there is one person aboard. However, you also know from yelling and knocking around in the ship earlier that they are pretty much, like, unaware. You don't know why. I'll meta allow you to know that knowledge that, like.
Oh, I know that they're they're fucking with.
Yeah,
with
they're like
other.
in the Matrix or whatever. Yeah.
It's too big a risk. That's too big a risk to have another person on board. We'll turn to Scrap. Actually, we'll turn back to Officer Citra. This isn't time sensitive, is it? Could we have some time to perhaps think this over?
30 minutes.
That's plenty of time. Thank you. Scrap, you look jittery. Do you need fresh air?
Yeah, I'd love a walk. Very well.
Very well. Get up. All the way back down the ramp. Again, I know you are not fond of them, and to be frank, I'm not either. But to shoot the officer right then? How could we hack in right now?
But if we hack in, then the officer is going to be alerted by the doors opening. Because that's the main goal, is to open all the doors.
Sure. And he would be there to apprehend them as they ran. How opposed are you to just opening the door to the other ship? I'm not keen on the other mission, because that's fully going out of our way to do another person's job.
Yeah, no, fuck
to
that.
To do one single task is much more manageable, and we also do have to get back to Adu.
I don't know these people. You know, you were fighting with them. They stole stuff from us. If you want to sell them out to the Heth, were they a group of Skittermanders though?
They were Skittermanders, 5 or 6. One of them did get shot. There was a Canid, and there was a teenage boy who did very much seem to take a keen eye to Skye. I mean, they seem to be getting along perfectly well.
Oh, you gave them personalities and like a voice and face and stuff. And
I should not have done that. I should not have done that.
Yeah.
That's.
It just kind of like real. They're like forming in my mind.
Now they're actual humanoid people.
Yeah.
Now that's
like
that's
the
on
idea
me.
of. It's okay. The idea of selling them into possibly having their mind wiped. That doesn't feel.
If I have learned anything from all of my time at Wild Times, sometimes you must do things that don't feel great to get what needs to get done.
So we're gonna sell the other crew out.
I believe so. I think that's our safest bet. It's not morally upright. None of the options really are, but
I think Ike is gonna be real disappointed in us.
I don't think Skye's too keen. Her friend just
getting...
Alright. I'm gonna pitch this again. And I know...
You know what? That's very fair.
I've
I've suggested a plan that you are not very keen on. How about a plan that I'm not very keen on?
I can hack into the ship. I can open all the doors. The officer comes out, questions what is happening. You run in, grab the crew. We pray to everything so that we can get out before the rest of the Heth show up. We don't have to sell anyone else out. Nobody human dies.
And you can scrub the data?
I think I can.
Damn my humanizing ways. We're going to kill some Heth.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. Alright.
Alright. Okay.
So, should I go talk to the officer to distract him? Or does that not matter?
I don't think that matters. I can deal with that if you want to go in and try to get the crew out.
Oh, Lord. Oh, I sound like Ige.
Feeling good, superstar? Okay.
I'm not a star. I'm a Raxolite. I am botanical matter.
You're botanical matter, and you're strong, and you're quick, and you're so smart. If I got into whatever that's going on, I would have no fucking clue how to do it. I can hack stuff, yes, but I'm not...
Please stop blowing up my
your
roots.
brain.
It's a little much.
I'm just trying to hype you up. I feel like this is a high tense situation. Okay, I apologize. When my signal goes, run in, get the crew. Okay? Scrap takes out their laptop, shoves the sucker part of the cord from their laptop onto the ship, types in a few things, and then... Okay, right, you ready?
We'll grab the little injector, just in case.
I'm gonna go aboard the ship, I'm gonna deal with the officer, alright? And then that's your cue to go. Okay. Clicks enter, there's like a small loading screen. Old, Macintosh green pixel bar going up. The ship's red light dims and then raises. Again, it starts pulsing, and Scrap's like, whew. Scrap walks aboard, and the officer walks out of the office. What the hell's going on? Oh, sorry, I just realized I know who stole our stuff. It was a goblin. Goblin? Yeah, a goblin these nuts! And Scrap pulls out his pistol and shoots the officer in the head.
This is the best show on TV!
Goblin these nuts! Skye, how do you want this memory to start?
Same as it always does, buddy boy.
The muck-ridden rain pelts against you as you hobble through the lower deck streets. Your broken leg has carried you this far, but patrols still search for you. Your blood-soaked hand holds a piece of paper with a meeting place. The words scrap and a number is scribbled in hurried font. You follow the neon streets till you can see a hole in the mock sky. Large mechs throw debris from the clean upper decks down into a broken pile in the lower decks. You approach a large makeshift sign saying Scrap Scrapyard that hangs above a gate. A piece of paper taped to the gate says, if you need me, no you don't. If it's an emergency, it can wait. Read it.
Scrap, please let me in.
The door opens on its own.
What's up, dude? I'm here to, escape the consequences of my actions, just like a bad person would. Where's the ship? Need some engines. I'll do whatever it takes to run away from my problems.
Nah, the ship's already built. It's all ready to fly if you are.
Then let's go.
Come hop aboard. Scrap walks up the ramp onto the ship. It looks just like it did the first time you went on it. It's not as used, but also not as pleasant at the same time. Not as lived in. Semblances of a place that could be home, but it's not quite loved enough yet. Ready to fly?
Think so.
There's a noise as the ramp raises behind you. You can go anywhere you want. You can fly anywhere.
No, I can't. No, I can't. But try and get as far as possible. I don't know what else to do.
So you're just gonna run like you always have? Doesn't seem to have worked out so far.
No. No, it hasn't.
Can't think of anything else to do in that big old brain of yours.
No, Scrap. I don't have a big brain. I'm an idiot. I'm just a kid, dude. I've done something that can't be taken back. So no, I don't know what else I can do because I don't think there is anything that I can. So just fly the ship.
You know I'm not Scrap, right?
Yeah.
And the ship doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, this just, I don't know, feels awful, but better than being happy. I don't know, this feels right. It feels like what I deserve. I messed up. I messed up because grown-ups told me who I should be before I even knew who I was supposed to be, and they told me what I should do to make my life better and to make other people's lives better, and I messed up and I did something bad, and I just feel like the bad's gonna stick. So I just feel like this is what I deserve, because, you know, it's great and all that I messed up my life before it even started, but, you know, they don't have a life anymore, so yeah, this does feel right. Okay, so if you don't want to play anymore, what's happening here?
Something with what Ig did. I don't think there's anyone listening anymore. I think it's just us. I think it's just you.
You can't be me. I don't even know who I am. How are you supposed to know who I am? And it's all great that I'm trying to figure myself out. You know, the person that I missed out on for 17 years. But every time I do that, every time I feel genuine joy and like I know myself better, I just think about, you know, the voice of their mom in my head, or their partner or their sister telling me that I don't deserve it because they lost that person. And I don't think I do. Am I in hell? Am I dead, or am I not?
No, you're alive. On a Heth ship, you think. They're trying to find information. Replay the same moments. Apparently they think you're important enough. But I can keep playing.
Yeah, keep it going.
Oh, it's salad time! Flicks up some switches and then the ship... And the world seems to, like, pour through the skylight and through the pilot's chair. Saga seems to melt and burn away, and the Atomless sea stretches out, flying through this color-filled world. Ig, Azhaam, you give me a computers or intelligence check, please.
A natural 20.
Great.
What? You got an unnatural 22?
Yeah.
The Patchwork flies through the sea. It lands on the Leviathan's Eye. It's loud, busy. There are kids running around. People are eating food. The roller coaster is going, but everything is met with this echoey din. It ends just as it begins. The echo is broken. Scrap walks over to a cart, asks a sullen, sunken man for some candy floss, and picks out 2 sticks. Hands one over to you. You bite in and it is cold. It's dusty. It is flavorless. You see Skye in this constructed space. Like you constructed your own and the Patchwork and shipped Azhaam aboard. Azhaam, you see Skye and you see her eating candy floss with a shimmering broken scrap. These people who step and walk around, they don't walk correctly. Walking in almost a low latency way. Too many steps for how slow they're walking.
I would like to scurry over to Skye, and as I do, I put up little hand blinders. As I'm not looking. Skye! Hi, it's me. It's really me. Like, actually me. I don't know if you saw me in any other capacity, but if you did, this is the real one. Hi.
Azhaam walks up beside Ike and then sits down on the bench beside Skye. So you already know this isn't real, right?
Yeah, this one's not real.
So what do you want to do?
Are you real?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
That's really Azhaam. Yeah. I got us in through the computer they're using to do all this. And we're hoping that Dr. Theriac and Scrap are maybe coming this way.
Ike, this isn't one of the memories you can just drop, yeah?
All right.
No, I never went to theme parks.
Seeing these two, you hear of gunshots and there's like of loud, desperate wails. You see these people, all the residents of the park, their faces being slightly melted, slugs are covering them. You see yourself back on the Leviathan's Eye. You are getting surrounded. You ran off to ride this broken roller coaster.
I'd like to cough, spit up blood, and go, bummer!
And even though you told them to leave,
I'd like to get up, holding my side.
you see them turn around and come back for you.
To see that these people actually came for her.
I gently put an arm sort of around Skye, kind of wait a beat, and then lightly pat her shoulder.
No, Skye cries. I can't tell you what I want, because I kind of want you guys to like me, you know?
Well, problem is we already like you, so pick something.
Genuinely really do. I really don't want you to be stuck here. I don't think anything good happens. And
I could tell you exactly what happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could. I know. But right now, let's focus on what you need. What are you getting out of this place that you need? Because otherwise you wouldn't be here.
The world of the Leviathan's Eye is ripped away and you are pulled back down to Saga. There is a zhoof of cars as they shoot past you. The one in front is you on a hoverboard. You drive to some lawmen that are hiding out in wait. You get them to chase you out, and you see Ige run down.
I gotta fucking win the
and
race!
You see Ige as she copies you.
Channel some Skye, and is just gonna, like, stick her tongue out and stick out her middle finger and just give a nice big...
As she wins the race.
I want to be better, but I don't know if I ever can be, because I think I'm just, an amalgamation of all my worst parts, and defined by this awful thing I did that I can't take back, so I don't know.
Skye, look at us. I've probably done awful things. I've done awful things. Many of them. You know of some of them. We're not defined by our worst qualities. We're defined by what we try to do to overcome them. You can't change if you're stuck here. You can't grow if you're stuck here. You can't be who you want to be.
And I think the people I hurt don't care. I think if they heard, oh, she's trapped in a gnarly time loop that the Heths created to torture her, they'd go.
All of the world again is stripped away. But there is nothing that comes back. There is a single spotlight. Skye, younger. Tears in her eyes as she holds a gun out in front of her. It is smoking and there is blood on her face. But everything is dark except for that one image.
I get down to eye level, or I don't really. How young?
I can kneel
Yeah,
down.
you kneel down. I go kind of pull Skye down and take off like the maroon cloak that she wears, and like take it to her face to just wipe away some of the splatter and tears. Skye, I never met this girl. I met you, and I like you, and I think that we can all be better. And maybe if we do it together, it won't be as scary.
You were not responsible. When you were a child, no one can be. You trusted the wrong people, yeah? You did things you regret. But you were a child. No more capable of being blamed for your actions than any other child. No one is blameless here. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel some small amount of guilt. But you were not her anymore. And she wasn't herself either. You can make it up to the people you've hurt by trusting the right people and not letting yourself be pushed into that position again. That's all any of us can do. And I, as long as you trust us, we'll help you through it. Promise.
Okay, can you promise me one other thing, though?
Mm-hmm. What is it?
Don't tell Dr. Theriac I cried, okay? I have an image trying to maintain here.
Oh no, you were replaying that moment where you did the, was it flip, ollie, Cirque du Soleil, the thing on Leviathan's Eye on the roller coaster, yeah.
Exactly. If Dr. Theriac needs to know any details about this, we'll just say that you spent your whole loop doing really cool backflips off of a roller coaster.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Anytime.
But for now, what if we get out of here and go tell Dr. Theriac about all the cool backflips? Because I don't quite want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it before, but frankly, I don't trust Theriac to make good decisions right now.
Hey, Matt, can I say a descriptive thing?
I would love it if you did.
I would just like to say that the spotlight grows as Skye grows older and reveals the top of the skyscraper. Okay, but how do we get out of here?
Oh, right. I guess I should focus. Can you just, I'm sort of in, but, I need to sort of break it out. I kind of think that if both of you just focus on the memory that was looping and try to recognize that it's not real? It might help me while I try to push it all the way closed.
Okay.
Focus as hard as you can.
You shut your eyes and you try to focus on the memory that kept you trapped here. Each memory of all three of you, an unsure happiness. A day that was filled with some hope, some regret. A place where you were all vulnerable. Ike, can you give me a computers check?
Okay. $25.
As Skye, you walk through the muck-ridden rain. Azhaam, you watch the streaks of light. Ike, you feel the real sun. There is a shimmer of static. Characters in this memory, you see their eyes grow blank and their figures glitch like a breaking video game. And slowly this static grows and it grows and it grows and it gets more powerful and takes up all of your vision, and as it does, the spots of white and black included in this static begin to fill out a picture. And you, the three of you, sit laid down in a pod. Two pipes connect, a small electric pulse brimming through your head, a glass case in front of you, as you all break out of this memory loop and you gain full autonomy of your body again. A person connected via a helmet to these three strings that are attached to each of your pods continues to mumble to themselves and work as they do not seem to have noticed that the three of you have become cognitive again. Theriac, you sprint in. The first door opens. A room in front of you. A door at the other end of this room. In the center, a large console connected via electricity to the crystal that floats idly. A large holographic canister encases it. There are readings being printed constantly on a large computer that's on one end of the room.
Oh. Theriac, stops and, fully stares at it for, 2 whole seconds. Just, admiring how beautiful it is, frozen in time and space, and just the splendor of this beautiful little item that that seemed predestined to find them, but then fully the others, and then we'll continue running towards the door.
As the doors open, you see ahead of you 3 pods. These 3 large wires connect to this one helmet that this person is wearing, writing silently, acknowledging your presence, as behind them is a computer that seems to be playing these 3 scenes on loop. I see your hand in your jacket.
This is a wonderful little model, and then shoots him.
Are you shooting the person in the chair?
Wait. So there's a person in the chair.
There's a person in the chair, and there's a computer behind them, seeming like gathering data of these scenes that are going on and playing each of the scenes that we have throughout this session been watching being played constantly.
I can't inject a computer, Matthew.
Unfortunately not, but you can insert a needle into this person who is sat seemingly reading these things.
Yeah, this guy's gonna be fucked up. I would like to use a minor inhibitor for this person to have a -1 penalty to attack rolls for the future. I have no other weapons, y'all. I'm so sorry. This is the wrong person to send.
I tell you what, yes, there is a combat-based ability in Starfinder, which is when someone is unaware, you can make a roll to instantly kill them. And in this sense, this Heth sat in this chair, doesn't know you're there, their whole mind is busy with things. You can, if you'd like, make a roll to wipe them out immediately.
Another one for the docket. How's a net 20 do?
Oh! Not even gonna roll, because it's the nat 20. What does Theriac load into this to just wipe this person out?
Fully believes that they grab the minor inhibitor. Is fully just like a tranquilizer for like the equivalent of like an elephant tranquilizer.
Oh my god.
And then it's just
Wow.
like loads it in and aims like right at the jugular and like goes directly through and like actually lodges directly into like the spinal cord.
Hell yeah.
And then and it all just flows in,
and you see them like react, but their body could never be quick enough to attempt to react to this. They swing, and as they swing, their whole body goes limp. This helmet pulls against these wires, and they like slump out of this helmet, and they are dead on the floor. The other three of you are all fully woken up at this point. You are out of the loop. You are looking at the pod. You are not restrained in any way. The restraints were the loop. You see Theriac in front. You all wake up. You see this happen. You see Theriac open this thing, shoot, and then kill this Heth. With the way that they react, you assume that they are fully dead.
I just try to break the glass. I'm not very strong, but I'm gonna try to.
Oh my god!
All three are punching the glass. Azhaam, you like
one at a time, please. Goes to Skye's pod and is like, all right.
I can't hear you. There's glass.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna point my hands. Can it be on the far edge of all these pods?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna point my hands towards the wall of my own pod and the other two pods. You know, roughly in a 15-foot cone.
Roughly, yeah, just roundabouts in a 15-foot cone. Yeah, absolutely.
Just about.
Weirdly, they all fit roughly in a 15-foot cone.
Great, that's perfect. Can I have them roll dex? In
their pods?
Jesus, yeah.
What are you doing?
I can Skye roll.
What are you gonna
No,
go inside?
I'm going to melt the damn glass. So I'm strong enough.
Gonna melt the glass.
Well, you were not going to sit there and deal with codes for 2 hours. I'm so sorry.
Us?
Let me have this. You got to shoot out the
Skye,
door.
roll reflex saves. Right.
I'm reflex saving, okay?
I'm right here.
So.
Great.
Azhaam,
Look, okay.
How do you do this? So you're touching the side, the hardened skin like melts away, and this shooting hot lava comes out. Correct?
It's really hot air. That comes
Really
out
hot
of,
air.
Because usually he doesn't want to bleed on things to make them burn up. That's where the lava comes from.
That's true.
So his own pod literally just melts like glasswork. But the other two pods are like superheated and straight up explode.
Skye and Ike, you're like bashing on the glass. Theriac, you start freaking out. You don't know if something wrong has happened with the hacking. You don't know if something wrong has happened with the fact that you just killed the person who was plugged in. But this hot air shoots out. There are licks of flames in the air, and then both of your like glass screens melt and crack and burst. You're both now able to leave. Azhaam, you are also able now to leave with that.
Okay.
I just bend some more of that warm glass out of the way to make the aperture extra easy for me to just come out of. You good? You know, I was worried you'd start trying to negotiate.
We need to get the crystal.
I'm gonna put my fingers to my temple and I'm gonna say cowabunga, and I'd like for my board to come find me, please.
You feel like a twinge as your board like understands, and you feel it move, but you know that it is currently in a room on the ship, but can't quite get out yet.
I got a feeling my board's with the crystal.
We need to get the crystal right now. We have to go.
Let's go! All right!
Okay, calm down.
We killed a Heth.
What's the situation?
We hacked into the ship. We Scrap killed the one out front. I just killed the one in the chair in the virtual reality.
I run. I start running. I start running towards the crystal.
Yeah, I'm following Azhaam. Anxiety levels somewhere between those two and him.
A moderate level of anxiety.
Yeah.
A moderate level.
Yeah.
About a
Otherwise known
about a
as-
7.
Azam's
Yeah.
sitting at like a 4,
Yes.
and I think Theriac's sitting at least a 23.
And Ike is
out of 10.
always at 10, so Ike has a different scaling chart from everyone else.
Yeah, it's a different scale.
Ike is weirdly
It's
at a
completely different
3
scale.
at the
10
minute,
is
but it's a
baseline.
3 on the Ike chart, which is a normal person's 15. Um,
Yeah.
Skye is less panicked and more like, we are in
Yeah.
a tight spot, aren't we? Oh, this is pretty bad.
you all go through. There is, as I described before, this scanning unit on the crystal. These two charges of electricity are holding it in place. Large, holographic chamber that is connected to a computer interface that is uploading just loads of data.
Can I pause the approved tests, download the data, and open up the thing?
You can absolutely give me a computers check to
Yeah,
see if you can do
sure.
all those things.
Why not? Does anyone else want to do what I'm doing, or would they like to do something else?
I have pretty good computers, but I'm guessing Ike and Skye have fucking killer computers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I just want to talk
Yeah, you talk
to
to
it.
it.
Just be like, we're coming. It's gonna be okay. Just you're gonna be
Today I
safe
rolled
now.
well. 22.
Ike, you can feel and hear this kind of barrage of noise as it is trying to speak, but it seems that this scan is compiling so much data from it that it can't quite form any words. Azhaam, you click pause, download, and a small of floppy disk type thing pops out.
I toss it to Theriac and say, "Catch!" And then I try and open up the case holding the crystal.
Yeah, no, you're able to do that. With the fact that you pause and the computer's checking everything, you also have a release button that you click, and it and the holograph and the crystal the electrical charge on either end stops, and the crystal slowly floats down to the bottom of this little chamber.
Where are our things? Your board.
Your board, Skye, you feel is in the room beyond this one.
Oh, it's in the room beyond this one.
Okay, I think we're done here then. Unless, Doc, would you like to do some more panicking here?
I'm so sorry. I'm everywhere. Did you grab the crystal?
Well, I was hoping one of you would do it.
No, I've got it.
Yeah, you're fine.
so.
So, let's move on. Come on. I gently pat the back of Theriac, just pushing them along. Come on.
You all make it to the big main room with the drift core, this amalgamation nucleus drift core in, and the ramp being down. Skye, you feel the room to your left, the one that hasn't been opened. So we have the pilot's room, the chambers that you were just in, and then the last room is where your board is what you sense.
I'm booking it towards my board. That's like my other arm. It's an extension of myself.
As soon as it it comes out, it the board flies up to you and like presses itself against your chest like it's trying to give you a little hug. And all of you see all of your equipment inside. However, if you would like, there are also a lot of other things in this room. It's going to take you a little longer, but you are welcome to do a scavenge.
I would like
as
to
much
do
as
a
you can and
scavenge.
leave.
Can I?
Yes.
Can I roll with advantage because I have nothing to grab?
Oh, you know what? I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Of course you can. Everyone can roll me a... If you're grabbing just as much shit as you can, roll me a dex. Because you're just fucking picking stuff up. Theriac's allowed to roll with advantage because Theriac has nothing of their own to pick up.
If I want to look for something neat in particular, can I roll like there's no investigation.
But there's a perception.
But, like,
I'll allow you to roll a perception. What is it in particular that you're looking for?
something cool.
Okay.
Fuck. It's 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
It was dex for just
Go
grab
on.
everything. Perception if
Grab everything. If you want something in particular, yes. To see if it's there. Theriac, you can again get... You can get advantage on one of these.
I
one
will.
of them.
Okay. Oh my god. Well, I got a nat 20, and it'll be for the perception to try and find wherever the fuck they're holding the data for the cameras.
Oh shit! You're
Yes.
looking for like the actual
Yes.
the hard drive data hold of all the cameras. Yeah, you find it. Like immediately, it's behind like a bunch of stacked shelves, but you spot it behind them, beeping away the little hard drive.
Rips it.
There's a as you tear the hard drive out. You do see some cameras like poof go down as you do so.
I would like to put on my armor and clothing properly. I don't own a gun, so my gun's probably not even here because I don't own a gun.
That's true.
I think what I'm going to look for is maybe some sort of armor upgrade.
Okay.
And there is one more thing I'd like to do before we leave. Using my knowledge of how to rig a place, rig this ship to blow up.
Interesting. Like that very much.
Fuck the Heth.
Grand. All right. I'm gonna give you some options. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 modules, and you're allowed to grab one of them. There is a hover field that you would know allows you to hover an inch off the ground. You don't leave tracks or trigger any mechanical traps. It is very good for sneaking. Or there's a thing called Juggernaut boosters, which, when performing something called a Bull Rush combat maneuver, you gain +2 bonus to the check. And your armor also grants you +4 to strength checks to break down doors. It is used for, that is used for like breaking and entering places.
Okay, so between this is a very difficult choice you gave. So Juggernaut is spelled with a J, right?
Yes, Juggernaut is spelled with a J. Brilliant. You get that, and you know that you can blow this ship up. You know this from general combat expertise. The drift core is quite volatile by nature. It's why it's carried around in those large glass canisters, so it's protected from any form of like increased jolting. However, it's on a ship, and you could open a window and place something in, disrupt it in some way to make the drift core become volatile and explode, probably engulfing the whole ship. Well, not even probably. It will engulf the whole ship.
Okay. I look for a grenade with a timer on it, or some form of timed explosive charge.
Wonderful. Yes, you are able to find that. However, before we move on, Ike, what are we doing? Are we grabbing all of our shit? Are you grabbing stuff at random, or are you looking for something in particular?
I guess looking for something in particular. She's looking for just something that looks not necessarily useful, but important.
Okay.
Like, it might be important
Like a
to
personal
someone.
knick-knack?
It looks like there's a... And I got a 17.
Wonderful. You find what looks like an old child's toy. It is this slime that you know is... it's in this little egg container, and you know that it is programmable.
Silly putty.
It's basically silly putty. It is a thing that children use. They can, like, they talk into it, and then after... You know those toys where it's like when you walk past it triggers like a phrase? It's one of those, but it's this little ball of slime. It's called message slime. You tell it a message that can be up to 5 minutes in length. You can place it anywhere you want, and when you walk past it, when somebody walks past it, it will trigger the phrase to start being spoken. You can take that if you want, as soon as a creature...
I do.
Yes, okay, wonderful. You gain message slime. Skye.
Thank you.
You are unable to find anything in particular that is good. However, there is a duffel bag that you can see is filled with some stuff.
Is it a cute color?
Boring, like, military black.
I'll take it anyway.
Azhaam, you find a grenade with a timer on it.
I set the timer for a minute. I say, "Alright, everyone, out of here." And I crack open the drift core nucleus, drop the thing in, and calmly, but assuredly, leave.
As soon as you open up and you have something touch the drift core that isn't a natural, that isn't like another part of the drift core, it immediately starts to react. A little, like a little electric charge, like buzzes over to the timed grenade, and everything starts getting loud and volatile in a controllable way. However, you have set your timer for a minute for it to become uncontrollable. Everyone runs out, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I grab my bow staff, give it a couple test twirls, and then follow Azhaam.
Oh my god, Scrap!
Scrap with us.
As you, like, run out, Scrap is outside the ship, like, on their laptop, like, typing a little thing, like, "Oh god, are we done? Are we good? Are we going?" And then unhooks the cord, and you all run. Where are you running to?
The Patchwork, I assume.
Patchwork?
The Patchwork?
Yeah.
Everyone runs to the Patchwork. The Heth sprint past you as things start getting uncontrollable, and you all, like, dive into a side alley of helium as you sprint toward. You all get on the Patchwork. Scrap looks to Skye as they're, like, flicking things to go into the log. It's like, "We need the gravity field that you've increased. It needs to be turned off."
I was gonna say on the way there! I would do that.
Okay.
Before I even got out of the Patchwork, I would run straight
Wonderful.
to the thing.
Roll me a computers. Or an engineering.
Okay.
Either one to turn it off.
Oh, okay. 26!
That beats your previous one of setting it up. You turn it off. The gravity field quietens. You see the honeyed yellow ship of the group of people with the Skidamanders and with Flair and Keelan also immediately, like, and start to take off. As soon as the gravity field leaves, the ramp slowly closes, and as it does, you all look at the Heth ship as there is almost like a black hole was created as the whole ship immediately erupts, explodes so loud into flames. Part of the ship, like, goes flying down, bashing its way through the docking field. Some just fly off into space, and the ship raises, and the Patchwork takes off, and you are all in deep space, out of helium, refueled, safe. Woo! Yeehaw! There we go!
Oh my god. I immediately just...
So,
I guess?
you do?
Alright.
I guess!
I have to go back to work.
Dr. Theriac,
Yes?
I don't know if you understand or realize this, but you very literally saved us from something really harrowing. So, thank you.
Thank you.
You look like you're grappling with something.
I am. Yeah, I am. Thank you, and think nothing of it.
We're not the type to forget things. Question, what are you grappling with?
I just need some time to think and be alone, I think. Just to take in what really just happened, which was a lot. It was a lot.
Can I sense motives check?
Go ahead.
I will leave, and exit the room.
I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe we should all have some time by ourselves. And I'm gonna go to where I keep my gas mask, which is the cockpit of the ship. And as I'm grabbing it and putting it on and stuff, I'm gonna say, hey, Scrap.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever properly thanked you for getting me off of Saga, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I mean, you found the engines. I would say this we wouldn't be on this adventure if it weren't for you.
Cool. Put my gas mask on. And I'm gonna go to my usual thinking spot, which is the window that I hopped out of last time. And I'm gonna ride my board up to the top of the ship and take a little hook out of my belt, hook myself onto the top of the ship, and look out into deep space for a while.
God,
Yeah,
so cool.
I am.
Yeah, I will give it a nod at Theriac's statement and go to her little tunnel area.
And Azhaam rolled a 28.
Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Damn secrets!
Okay, well, to be fair, the initial roll was a 16, but then I have a +6, and then I add my expertise die, which also.
Oh,
was 6,
okay.
so.
Yeah, so, to be fair. To be fair, Nord and Ali just rolled really well, so...
So we're back to fucking me, is that what this is?
You get the sense that Theriac did a lot right now, and also is extremely nervous. Not only about the entire operation that just happened, but also what is to come.
You know, for a second, honestly, I truly thought that you would, I don't know, try and negotiate, barter us away for a crystal, or barter someone else. You're a real, it's a galactic word for it, comrade. You're a real comrade, Theriac.
Mm-hmm.
And I help those who prove themselves in such a way. So, whatever happens on the dune, whether it's a zoo or not, you can count on my help. Good talk. I pat Theriac on the shoulder and move to leave.
Theriac is going to just take a moment to just breathe, and then where did I put the crystal?
I put it back in its usual place in Theriac's lab setup.
We'll go back to the lab, and looks at it's still in a pretty disheveled state, and we'll go and pick up some of the thrown around textbooks and schematics and just looking at them. And looks at the crystal. What are you? I said she could talk to you. The Heth believed you were some sort of power source. You seem to be a computer, an organism, all 4 states of matter. And yet I don't know what you are or who you are. I wish there were a way to communicate with you. I hate not knowing. And then looks back to the various
bits around the lab, and then back to the storage room where the rituals that they had done for related to photo happened. Before we go to Ike, come with me, and then we'll pick up the crystal and go into the room and set it down. All right. If my thoughts are correct, you may be related. You might be some sort of relic from the cultivator. Is that it? I think so. You must be very important. That's why all these people want you. Alright. But they don't know why they want you. But I do. You're very important. And we'll do some mysticisms to try and figure out what the fuck this thing is, or if they can communicate with it.
Sure.
All right.
Roll me a mysticism check.
It's a 9. That was a natural 2.
The cosmos says you suck and gives you no answers.
Your pleas to Photo, the cultivator, the great beyond, it rings out in your soul, and you are met with silence.
Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps I'm dreaming this. That would be ridiculous, just to find some lost item directly connected to the cultivator. That's not... I couldn't help me find Sativa. It's not possible. Because I know where Sativa is. Okay, alright. I'm going to bring this to Ige. See. Right. No, hold on. Why would we want Ige to see this? Ige already is too comfortable with it. Are you thinking at all about the standard protocol for these things? That's why we don't name the specimens in wild times. You can't form emotional attachments to these sorts of things. This is a study. But she's also the only one who can speak to it. Oh. Alright. Just this once. And then, we'll get some answers. That seems perfectly logical. Alright. And we'll pick up the crystal. And goes to Ige's place of stay.
For the last few long minutes, while that's been going on, Ige has been crouched in her little nook with her phone out and has been typing and deleting, typing and deleting a message to Quinn, one of the many things that the computer simulation suggested that she say. Things like, "Are you my friend?" Or "Why did you lie to me?" And "Why were you in the lower decks?" Theriac, when you get there, Ige is having just a little bit of a sob as she decides to send "Whose playground?" ? to Quinn. She closes her phone and throws it against the tube and has a little cry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Come on in. Doctor, hi. It's okay.
You alright?
Oh, just a lot today. That was really horrible.
I imagine that wasn't fun.
No. Are you alright? Do you need anything?
I'm perfectly fine. I came to ask, you have communicated with the crystal before, yes?
Yes, I can seem to talk to it a little, like, when it got taken away and I could hear it, but it talked to me quite verbose at one point through while I was sleeping, but I did speak with it quite a lot.
Right. Because I have been wanting to try and communicate with it for some time.
Oh, well, I mean, will that help? Of course that would help with trying to determine what it is, right?
That would be very helpful, yes.
Okay. Well, look, I want you to figure this thing out more than anything, and I also promised that I'd show you more of how I work anyway, right?
Yes. About computers.
Right.
Well, I would like to continue learning more about you as a person.
Right, about
Yes.
that's what I meant. And you have it with you.
Yes, and just sets down the giant crystal.
Yeah. Okay. I will, like, hold onto the crystal, like, kind of in her lap. Theriac, though, can I ask you something that's gonna sound a little bit silly before I go and talk to what I really hope is a real thing that and a person or what did you call them? Like a biome, right?
Right.
I hope that I can talk to it, and I hope that it's real what I was hearing. But before I do that, I would really like to know, are we friends?
It's a very interesting question, isn't it?
It is.
I'm not sure. I've made such close acquaintance with people within this short amount of time before. Not that necessarily level of camaraderie is determined by the rate at which it is accumulated, but I believe so. Yes, we are friends. Why?
Well, I didn't have any, so I just wanted to check.
Theriac breathes and kind of loses thought of the crystal for a second, seeing Ike on the verge of tears. And we'll just go over and give her a hug.
While in that hug, that's when I go talk to the crystal. To say, you're safe now. We got you back. Can you still hear me?
There's a silent ding of acknowledgement that you feel in your mind.
You're trying to say something. If there's a better way to reach you, can you show me it?
I am broken. Bring me together.
I am broken. Bring me together. The other crystals?
There's a ding of acknowledgement.
So there are others, like you, parts of you. I need to find them. We need to find them and bring you all together, and then, do you know where I can start?
It's in me.
Inside. And I'll look up at Theriac. The inside, the biome, it's out of order. It's broken.
Theriac, can you give me an intelligence check,
Okay.
please? Smart little
I'm just a
scientist.
small guy. That's a 18.
You recall the data that is inside, that you found inside of the crystal during one of your many looks into it, and there was some information that you weren't able to extract without a larger lab.
Well, actually, I think Theriac's just been hugging Ike the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, pardon me. Thank you. So, this is going to require a much larger lab with more resources than we have here on the Patchwork.
Well, we're headed towards one.
Yes. I am worried.
What about?
There are lots of complicating factors in this. And for a second, Theriac wants to disclose about their sort of mania about the crystal and sativum and wild times and the cultivator, and then just wipes that away. The people at Wild Times are going to be asking questions about this and why it's at the establishment.
Oh,
And they're going to believe I found it for the park.
right. But you wouldn't leave it there.
I mean, we don't want to be bringing this with us everywhere we go across the galaxy in the middle of combats, do we?
I guess not. Do you trust it there? Do you trust that it would be safe there?
I'm not sure I trust much about anything around it.
I feel the same.
I wish there were answers. I want answers.
We'll figure something out once we get there. I mean, there has to be a way. And we won't, I don't want to compromise your position at the park or anything. So we'll be smart and cautious about it.
Right. Right. Very well. Thank you for your help today.
I do wish you could hear it. It's...
Yes, I also wish I could hear it.
Maybe we'll figure out a way for that to happen too.
You know, if it's communicating through your cerebral cortex, we could try and hook it to perhaps some, maybe the specific area of the brain where you receive language comprehension. So then that way, when you process the... You know what? That's a discussion for another time.
Some other time. Maybe.
And Theriac will grab Ike's hand with their two hands and say, "Thank you."
Anytime.
All right. I'm going to go check on the other two because you all had a day. Okay. We'll just kind of pat Ike's hand, and then walk out of the room and then say, I should probably grab the crystal.
Okay, sure.
All right. He grabs the crystal. Goes to put it in the lab, and then decides to hide it in storage instead. And then we'll go to Skye. It just hops up the stairs.
How are you getting to the top of the patchwork? Like, I am outside. I am in space.
Skye is outside in deep space, like outside the ship.
Sitting on the top of it like James and the
I have a
Giant
legal
Peach.
obligation to mention that we still have that, the helmet we used on the lower decks of Saga.
Yeah, I was just
The
about to say,
Theriac.
Theriac puts on the terrarium and like a little space suit, and just goes out and has to like clear the glass.
Oh my god, dude! Do you have the... Are you good?
What? What?
Here,
Okay, all right.
Take my hand. You're
No,
like dangling on the edge of the
is that
ship.
is
and
that supposed to happen?
You're not...
No.
Sorry
I
if I'm
don't know
underestimating
what
you.
I'm doing. I came out to see you to say hello. All right.
Oh, okay, well grab
All
my
right.
hand. Come check out the view. It's pretty dope. Here, I got an extra cord. Hook
that's
yourself
right.
on.
I could have just flown off into the void. That'd be hilarious.
And then we'll plug in and just look up.
Pretty cool, eh?
It's, yeah, it is pretty cool. Now that you mention it. Are you doing all right?
You said you're a religious person, right?
Yes, I am, in fact.
So did your deity, like, make all of this? So big.
In Photo, the universe is sort of its own deity. Sort of made itself from the nothing. And expresses itself through the 4 states of matter. Which, do you know what those are?
No.
Vapor,
Air, liquid,
Mhm.
solid, gas?
Well, air and gas are the same. And
Oh.
the last one is plasma, which is what stars are made of. Yes,
Really?
it's
So-
very difficult
And
to
ghosts,
handle.
right?
And there are some that believe that there is perhaps some sort of 5th element of ether, nothing, the void, whatever it may be called. But instead of course, the universe itself is sacred, and all the sort of energies that it manifests. But the primary figure in this is the cultivator. They're this sort of arthropod-like person who carries a very specific gardening tool that's some combination of a hose and a spade and a hoe and just a very powerful tool meant to shape the world. And they are not a deity. She's more of a prophet, and went across the entire sort of world to spread the word of photoism and how everything is connected. Everything reduces down to these 4 basic states of being, and preaches that there are also different sort of lifestyles connected to each one. Of if you live a solid lifestyle, you're very stuck in your ways, and you have a rigid set. And if you live sort of a liquid lifestyle, you're very flexible and bend. And if you live a vapor lifestyle, But the cultivator suggests that to live a full life, to be one with the universe itself, you must combine all of these different traits to sort of ascend.
Ascend where?
There is maybe a place. There's a location that's spoken of in some texts called Sativum. Sort of this idyllic garden of life where all 4 states of matters exist harmoniously, and it's lush, green and red with with magma and, you know, torrents of water and gusts of gales and, like, just this perfect world. Anyway, I, if you'd believe it, actually something of a heretic from where I'm from.
'Cause of wild times?
Oh,
sort
no,
of?
they have no idea about wild times.
Oh, I just mean like the stuff that led to wild times, you know, like the science and...
Yes, they believe in the idea that trying to measure these sorts of understandings of the world is heretical. It should be intuitive. It should be thought of as poetry, not mathematics. And, I don't... There's a place for poetry. It's not in my lab.
Kind of like that idea of life being like poetry and not math. Like, I'm no good at math, but, you know, 4 plus 4 equals 8, you know, and it's always going to equal 8. No matter what you do, it's always going to be 8. I've read some poems that don't even rhyme, and some are 2 lines, and some are 16, and I don't know, they're messier. Doesn't always equal 8, and that sounds pretty dope.
What is pretty dope?
Life is messier than an equation, and 4 plus 4 doesn't always equal 8. But yeah, I get it's not in your lab, like, no poetry in your lab. I get that in theory. And just, you know, we're on the top of the Patchwork.
Yes.
This is where you come to get deep. Wish we had some sativum, if you know what I mean. Just kidding. I don't do...
I don't understand.
I don't do drugs. No, you know what? No, it's a lower decker thing. Never mind. So thanks for saving us today. That was really cool.
Yes.
Of you. You're our hero.
Wait, I'm
you know?
so sorry. What?
We're gonna move on with this conversation, dude.
I wanted to bring up something to you.
Okay.
The other human we saw today. Are you friends?
Not anymore.
Wow.
You know,
That advanced very quickly.
well, this conversation advanced very quickly, didn't it, Theriac?
You know what? I'm not deft at these sorts of things, so I apologize if this is a bit crass.
It's like I'm fine. If you're asking me,
yes,
like, if I'm fine,
that's what I was getting to.
Like, this is not the first time that I've met a person, instantly given them my number, and then it's gone horribly wrong for me.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I do not remember this. Did you give that teenager your number?
Yeah, like, it was in case they got any information about where our shit was stolen to. You know, turns out they stole our stuff. But he was really frazzled, and it was kind of funny, so, you know, dressed it up a little bit. I think he took it to heart a little too much, though. And then he fought us and stole our stuff. So yeah, I don't see a potential for a long-term relationship there.
Kind of burned the bridge.
Kind of a bummer.
That's unfortunate.
You're telling me.
But I just wanted to check that you were all right. I don't know what those little pods were, but I'm sure that they weren't fun.
I was just doing a sick ollie on repeat in mine.
Forever?
We might want to check on Ig and Azhaam, though, because, you know, they seem
doing
pretty...
an ollie for what? Well, first of all, who's Ollie?
Oh, are you going to be on guard for every, like, love interest in my backstory from here on out?
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant, do you know someone named Ollie? Because I don't know an Ollie.
Ollie, it's like when your skateboard goes, woo! Just jump.
I also want to specify, you are your own person. And I'm more so just, that was just a complete stranger, was my point of just giving them your number. I don't care if you have intercourse with them or not.
Whoa! Okay! my God, Dr. Theriac, you do not need to give me the talk on top of the patchwork.
Was that too personal?
A little,
Oh.
yeah. Well, maybe not personal, super awkward.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay. Your heart's in the right place.
I don't really have a heart, but thank you. All right.
Okay.
Let's... What?
Do we... No, you don't.
Okay. Well... I should also clarify, I'm not an animal, so, my people don't reproduce the same way, so I'm sorry. Anyway, good talk. Let's talk more about religion. That will be a sure topic for next time.
Yeah, good talk. Tell you what, Dr. Theriac.
All right.
You can try to relate to me another day.
That sounds...
This was a very good first attempt. I do appreciate it.
I'm going to go check on Azhaam. I already checked in with Ike. But thank you.
How's she doing?
A little worn out. Yeah, I'm sure she would like some company, right?
Are you gonna be okay getting down from here by yourself? Or?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
And just fully floats up as they start walking.
I do a little circle around them with my board and then head through the window. Kick it up into my hands, magnetize it to my back.
Hello, we're back.
That was a nice little exercise.
Yeah, that's my favorite spot on the ship. It's my thinking spot.
That's a very good thinking spot. Wow. I'll move my laboratory up there.
No, that's my spot.
I'm kidding. It would all fly away. Go over to Azhaam.
Hey, we're here to talk about feelings.
Azhaam looks like he's asleep. He's only got one boot on. His left boot is just knocked onto the floor. His right boot's still on. His arms are crossed over his chest as he lies down. And in one of his hands, he's rolling something in his palm.
I'm gonna be Snoopy. What's he rolling in his palm?
I guess I'll do a sleight of hand check. You do a perception check. We'll see what happens. I got a 12.
22.
So, first off, the boot on the floor, the insole has been taken out of it. And the thing rolling in his palm looks suspiciously like a ring.
Skye slowly closes the hand again.
Steps back. Wow. That's a tragic backstory he's got there.
It's not that tragic.
Ah!
Oh
my God!
Oh!
I didn't know you were awake.
Oh, he's alive.
Oh, I'm just closing my eyes for a bit. I was engaged. That's all. I take the ring in my palm, I put it back in the heel of the boot, put the insole on top of it, and put my boot back on.
I'm assuming your fiance was in the time loop.
You would be assuming correctly, yeah.
What were they like?
They were. He was. I can't talk. Not yet. I'm sorry.
How come?
Because I spent 30 years of my life on pause, which means I'm still very much in love.
And that hurts?
Every day. Theriac, you wanted to talk, or?
I just came in to check on you.
Oh, of course I'm fine. Face worse. No big deal.
Well, the existence of a more extreme option doesn't mean that the situation you are currently in is not also extreme.
Theriac, I say this very kindly. Let it go. This one thing. Only thing I'd ask you.
Fully? It is up to you.
I'm surprised you're not asking how a relationship was cultivated, considering... Never mind.
But that... Alright.
You just said to
All
drop
right.
it, dude.
Excuse me.
No, all I'm saying is every single time I talk about my biology, this one gets more and more confused. It's very
don't
funny.
even get me
Well-
started on Theriac and
Oh
biology.
my god.
everyone will think I'm some sort of sex fiend at this point.
No one was thinking that, Theriac! Why would you say that?
Because I've whiffed it with 2 of you out of 4. This is terrible. I should just jump off the ship. I should have never attached
Well,
to the
if
core.
we use sexual relations as kind of a bonding mechanism, so it's, some of us are in relationships, some of us are not so, because we still need very close sort of relationships to help rear children, even if we don't biologically produce them.
Okay, I'm gonna go find Ig. Goodbye.
All right. Good. Thank you, Skye. We had a good talk today.
Good talk.
I haven't even gotten started about puberty yet. That's a confusing mess.
So your people also raise in like generations.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I'm not sure I'd met another people like that.
Generations help us understand they make it easy to pass on history for oral methods. Make it easy to pass on certain duties and jobs. Also, it means you always grow up with people who truly understand you, but who have more wisdom than you. So you never feel lost, unless you hide things, which of course we all do, but ideally it's not supposed to work like that. Then you grow up, you start new generations of your own. Pass on what your families knew. And new interpretations are found. The Ifrit, we're a living, breathing history. We don't often write too much, probably because, as you can tell, if I don't really see colour, seeing ink is difficult.
Oh, sure.
Plus, like I said, we do really need we really do need hands to get through puberty. It's a bit of a hot mess, quite literally.
So, did you mention something about your people being displaced or something like that? Or
Irem is not a first home planet, no. At least not according to some of the ancient legends, but it was generations back. Things change over time. Maybe we used to call it something else.
And your people currently do not
have a planet at all.
Right.
The ancient legends is this. Before Irem, there was Uber. Before Uber, well, another planet, At each time, the planet, like we do as we age, would cool to the point we could no longer live on it. At that time, the core of the planet would call to us. And we, through it, would make a trek to a new home. Start over. Because again, we don't write much down, although we know a lot of our own history. It's those oral legends that keep our culture alive. The strange thing is, for a brief time in our history, and it's only happened once before, we were on the same planet at the same time as another species. It's only happened once.
Do you know what species?
Well, you mentioned it yourself, right? I look suspiciously human.
Oh.
But again,
That's
only a
fair
legend.
point.
Truth is, I can choose, well, I could have when I was younger, to choose to look like almost anyone, When we were young, we're hotter, we're more amorphous. We don't choose the bits and pieces of ourselves. And I do mean all bits and pieces until we start cooling down as we hit puberty. That's what I meant, hot mess. So, over time, we shape ourselves into what we want to look like. Decide more of ourselves. Sometimes we pick up a new name.
It's quite beautiful.
No, it's really not. I mean, I understand. Metaphorically, very pretty. Everyone really chooses to be who they want to be. But people still change internally, even as they get older. So, I kind of settled on roughly this, and had to live with it since. But more importantly, we're literally beings of fire and lava. Everywhere gets uncomfortable, very hot, and I do mean that more than usual. So the whole world seems cold in comparison. Everything gets super itchy.
Do you wish that you could reshape yourself?
No. I mean, I've gained a couple more in the front than I probably should have. And, no, I like me. And truth be told, this body represents who I was and who I wanted to be. Even if who I want to be changes, it still means something, you know? Beard's a bit new, though. Fan of it.
Oh, is that recent?
Yeah, once you choose to grow, well, we all have some sort of... This is kind of, I point to the crust on my arms, kind of the facial hair of a body. And it says,
sure.
Hold on. And I pull out one, like, long, wiry hair from my beard. High and heavy metal deposits. We extrude them throughout our lifetime.
Kind of holds the single hair as it's like still like kind of red at the edge that was like in your skin.
You could pick a lock with that. I'm not joking, I've actually done it.
Just like barely touches it. This is... Do you know who attacked your people? Or displaced them, or your planet?
An energy company. They came to our homeland. We'd built a space station up above the planet for trade and such. We already discovered how to go intergalactic, but we weren't very interested in, you know, exploring too much of the cosmos. We've been more our own people.
Sure.
They told us they wanted a small portion of our planet for research, for jobs, for welfare. Promised us a lot in return. I was against it. A few of us were also, but no one could have predicted how much they'd take, and take, and take. They kept saying, well, it's still livable. In fact, it's more livable. But it was livable for them, not for us. So as the planet cooled,
Right.
as our caps turned from lush gardens into snowy and ice-ridden tundras, we lost a bit of ourselves in the process.
And do you know the company?
CERT Energy.
Cert Energy.
Yeah, it's named after a god, I think. Yeah, something along those lines. Geothermal energy, for the most part. At least that's what they took from us.
Geothermal. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
What energy company works alongside Wild Times? Fuck!
That's not the only person who's concerned in this chat.
Oh. Set. Oh.
I'm told it's quite a big company. Most people are familiar with it in some shape or form. Theriac, you're right. You look nervous about something.
Oh. Oh, my skin's peeling off. Oh, that's terrible. I have to take care of myself. We'll talk at dinner, perhaps. I must away. I'm terribly sorry. We'll run and have a panic attack.
Must away? Okay.
Thank God. Oh my God. Theriac and Azhaam are trying to talk about sex to me.
Oh my God, that's incredibly inappropriate. I'm so sorry. Why?
No, I think they're just trying to
They're trying to
weird
relate.
and parental, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
it's-
not. Oh, that's not. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, hi. I'm so sorry. Come on in here.
Nice place you got here.
Thanks.
What are these
I
clippings?
like it. Oh, well, those are... Actually, those are no one, I think. But this is Dr. Theriac and I, we did quite a scary thing. We went into school and they had to take our picture, and I was actually quite proud. I tricked the little computer to blur out their picture so that it wouldn't show up. Anyway, I thought that it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a nice shot.
Thanks. I'm glad you came. That was not okay, what happened. And you have my word that we won't have to speak about it if you don't want to, but, also, I don't want you to feel alone, so I'm here.
Cool, thanks. Not used to having anybody be there, so there's pretty stellar.
Me
Thanks.
either, to be completely honest. This is very new to me, so I kind of want to get it right. No?
I don't think anybody can. You know, I had a whole conversation with Theriac up top about life being messy and stuff. But these clippings aren't buds of yours. Do you hang them up for motivation, or?
Those are my colleagues, I guess. Friends, I thought. But I'm not sure anymore. They might not be the best people. But I don't know enough yet.
Well, I mean, maybe, we have upper decker and lower decker ratio of problems, but, I can relate to thinking people had your best intentions at mind, and turns out they didn't. So, we got that.
Yeah. But that's not something you need to be concerned about. I will figure it out, and I'm very happy that we're here and on the Patchwork together.
Yeah, me too.
A few hours pass, and there is a ding of light in the cockpit. Scrap sees it, flicks a few buttons, and then there's a loud of a fax. And they pull a piece of paper out and look at it. Hey Skye, you busy?
Depends.
There's a... apparently you have a delivery coming. He want you to grab your hoverboard and just hop outside.
Okay. I grab my bow staff, 3 grenades, put them in my pant pocket, and put my gas mask on. And I go outside.
The galaxy is the same colourful but empty that it normally is. You're only a few hours out of the asteroid field that Helium was sat in. You can still faintly see Saga. You're coming across Ran, so you can see that a little larger. You look up, and there is a ripple in the sky, a wave, and then a ship immediately comes in, floats alongside, around the same size as the Patchwork. It's golden honeyed yellow. The maiden head is a bunch of different trinkets. Its ramp open, and you see hanging off the ramp, wearing these skates and holding a duffel bag, goggles on, gas mask, is Flair.
What's up, dillweed?
Who...
Hey, sorry, you gave me my number. You gave me your number, but I couldn't text you because I took it. So,
hands the duffel bag.
I think that's all of your stuff. Payment for getting us out of there.
My comics in there?
Everything. I read the comics though. They're good.
I have a number 1 of Trogbar the Barbarians. That's for sure in there, right?
Oh yeah. No, it's real good. Yeah, I read that like twice.
I use my bow staff to take the handle of the duffel bag.
They let it go and it floats rather through space and then lands over your bow staff.
We're not staying long.
Good.
I just figured I wanted to text you. The galaxy's a big place, but it's getting smaller.
Can I cut in?
Yeah.
Oh, what's old you again?
Do you see him like through the window?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Dad's here.
Just through the window, getting pressed up against
I like open up a comm to the outside. You here to steal from us again?
That's not, I'm handling it. Yeah, you stole our stuff.
I make a motion towards my eyes, and I point the fingers pointing in my eyes through the glass at Flair, and shake my head disapprovingly.
I appreciate the fact that you got us out of that situation. We're not fans of Heth ourselves.
I appreciate the part you did. Getting us out of the situation. You shot at them. Thank you for that. Your nose looks stupid. Stupid nose.
Wow. You are so perturbed right now. I apologize. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you cool off. But, text you later, Stardust?
Get out of here.
They wink and then, they walk backwards on their skates for a little bit, continuing to stare. They turn and ride off into the ramp that starts lowering before they get in, and they hop inside. There's a rumble and a twist, and then the ship off into the distance.
God, I hate him.
I knock on the window, and just raise my arms in a shrug and look directly at Skye.
I grab the top of the window and I kick myself back in. Got our stuff back.
Yeah, I saw that. You were right.
Did we really?
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that my issue 1 Trogbar the Barbarian is actually in there.
You look through. Everything seems to be in there, as well as what looks like a new set of goggles.
What did it look like?
They have this green tint to them, leather strap, but on the top is a small dial that, when turned, there is a small electronic viewfinder that turns almost like a camera lens.
That's cool.
And seems to be able to zoom in
I
vision.
think you're being wooed, Skye.
Ah! Gross! No! Don't take this wooing away from me.
Hold on. Was this the same teenager who just dropped this off?
Yeah, the one who stole our stuff. Oh, how kind of him to give it back.
Well, he didn't have to. That was very kind of him.
Theriac, you're not helping.
That was very kind of him, actually.
Skye, do you like this boy?
No, I hate him. He stole our stuff. He's gross. I don't like him.
Oh, I'm not allowed to listen to this.
Do I need a sense motive check to determine that this is not truthful?
I will tell you, it's typical teenager stuff where she's like, I don't like him. Right? I don't like him. No.
Yeah.
I lean in a bit to Skye and kind of whisper conspiratorially. If you want this to be believable, you can't be so anxious, so up and at him to yell back.
What kind of believable? I don't like him. I
See,
raised my voice when I'm being very honest.
Skye, you and I both know that's not true.
At this point, can I hear the commotion of Skye yelling and...
You see Theriac just like walking out.
Oh, absolutely.
Not allowed.
No, that seems...
The ship is... Patchwork's very
That
small,
seems
so
good.
everyone can hear
Okay.
this.
Everything all right?
Yeah, Flair, the ruffian from earlier, decided to return our things.
Oh, how nice. That's good. It's not good.
No, it's not. No.
He's bad.
He's bad.
It's a good thing, but it's not enough, right?
But I'm right. I'm glad he did the bare minimum of returning the things that he stole. Very glad to see that. That is a good sign. For sure.
While we're speaking about, ruffians, the older one, that one, what's he like?
I don't know. I had very few interactions with him except when he was attacking us and taking our stuff. Are we forgetting this, people?
I mean...
Oh, I don't forget that at all. It's just that,
Well, it wasn't the whole crew that was bringing it back. It was just him.
Well, I imagine
Right?
that if the big, broad wolfman wanted to bring things back, he'd just send Flair to do it. Seems reasonable. I'm going to shut my trap now. Let's see what in his duffel bag belongs to. Ooh, look, I think this is one of your enamel pins.
oh, thank
Enamel pin?
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
We're really just...
Yeah, there's a group... There's, collectible Disney pins.
From all the different parts.
Oh, thank you. My enamel pin collection is back. Thank goodness.
I tried
this
to
is a
think of...
fictional character.
It's so good, and we're
not
so happy
just
that
me.
we have all of the enamel pins.
Scrap, your enamel pins are in here too.
Oh, hell yeah.
What is this enamel pin business?
They're just...
Is that...
Oh, I collect enamel pins.
Oh.
They're just nice. That's all.
Are they like, what are they called? So the little patches you get from different locations to say like, I've been here, and then you put it on
Precisely.
your
Yeah.
luggage.
Yeah,
Except they're a little more solid and they last a bit longer and they're shiny and
Now that I think about it, it might just be a rat thing, because the two rats collect the pins.
Sure.
Might just
we
be a
just
little
like
rat
to have
thing.
little shiny memorabilia.
I
of
like
the
the
things
shiny,
that we
yeah.
like. That's all.
Oh, it looks like
Sure.
looks like it made a mistake here. It seems to have given us a lot of cooking herbs contained in glass.
Oh, that... I'm so sorry. That's mine. And, okay, we got time.
Do you all collect things?
This is not a collection. This is just materials. It's different.
Well, so I'm not a collector. I'm not a nerd. I just need to find out what happens next, and therefore I accumulate more issues.
They're in surprisingly good condition for something you don't collect.
Can I check my phone? See if I got any texts from Wonder Boy.
As you open your phone, the wallpaper has been changed on your phone to a picture of him going, oh, and, like sticking out his tongue and then
Dick,
blowing up a peace sign.
absolute knob of a boy.
I love this.
What a hooligan.
But there's also a text which says, "You're ever in the mood to upgrade your hoverboard? I have an idea. It's real neat." Little okay sign.
Thank you. You returning our things was a good thing to do. I don't think you're good, but it was a good thing to do. And thank you again for the goggles, though I hate that you're putting me in a position where I have to say thank you twice. Send.
And as you click send, we zoom out of the patchwork. It flying through the Atomless sea toward a large sign that says Wild Times Zoological Park. And that is where we're going to end session today. Thank you so much, everyone. Everybody levels up. Congratulations, you're leveling up to the next level. Hello there, beautiful, wonderful souls. Oh my gosh, what a bloody intense and long episode of the Atomless. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it so much. I have a few quick thank yous for a shout out to the players. Our music today was provided by Artlist under their fair use license. We have new music people gamers, and they bop so hard. Pretty much all the music that you hear is from them. And our soundscapes are from Michael Gelfi, again under their fair use. You should absolutely go to Michael Gelfi's Patreon and Artlist's website, because our show would not be what it is without them. Thank you to our hosts, the Welcome In. If you want to listen to the full version of this episode, head on over to their YouTube, where you can find all unedited episodes of the Atomless and other beautiful shows that they have. We love them so much. Appreciate them housing us, because we would not have a home otherwise. Our players today were Momo O'Brien playing Skye. We had Super Dylan playing Ig, Nonna Lee, Werewolf Fields on socials, playing Azhaam, Andre Rivera Art, who played our wonderful little garlic Theriac, and me, Matthew Egbert, Captain Krail on all things, who did all the pew-pews and who edits this right now. Thank y'all so much for listening, gamers. I appreciate it so much. I have spent so long on this edit, which you can probably tell, as I imagine that you're going to be like, yes, Matthew, it's very overproduced, because I die. Oh my god, I've been so sick. My last week has been absolute bonkers. Anyway, y'all don't want to hear. Gang, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it so much. And the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you will be there to fly with us. Thank you so much, gang.